aba opening ba ko bitu aka so man kan dem ye ka wo mo a ye ka business a o mudi mo akotene pa na wo mo agbawe ka business enye se one business pe o mo fa no ma ka bu na wo mo tumi da magana fa ne dwuma yo o she dwuma se fi baby idu baby no dwuma ne fi ninsa dwuma ni abaye no e ma no kopie mu e wase ni biampo dwuma bi o ya so di tumi krata fi ninsam ama sisi de dwuma na awe no e bituma ka se dwuma na ibu enti ene ya ba ne nkyese ni baby di nkomo na ya hwe bi sha si free ye ene baby oduru ye ene baby ana nka opese okọ na so bi e wotumi anko ankoduru na bibi o wo sisi no so no e de no so ye e bituma sesa ne ma na bo amana ni so ade ho no etumi akodani pede ye kana se mi ni din ashita ewo do bon krata bibre mu na mo nanim obiri besi enye common ten nanim ti aka so ni kura won hye no so opene me kana se mi ni din ene Alhaji Seidu Adongo bi di se mi bo din no bren be sarenge baby ewo waso on ne aba ne chena ye mbidi nkomo afana brabo ya hwese de ne mesiko Alhaji akwaba
you know you're coming correct you agongo
AGONGO okay agongo yedi amidase ani na bia boko you hu wache
mishaho
wache pa
already there se gana ne o be se gana bi
ada na be what say
o be say juma be businessman nti sabi ho ache juma na be
Yaka Alhaji Seidu Agongo oyehwan.
Oh, Alhaji Seidu Agongo a businessman. I may believe in me and Kasamini media be business. A pesika. Me believe in creativity, me believe in everything business.
What's your business? What's your business as a baby?
We share business at the age of I think 15, 16 at Obama camp.
Wow.
When make us say class, media no quite so just for the people who say, oh, guy ready.
Oh, I see. And a businessman now you are that tender age.
Okay, who payment camp no. Na soldier for no 2 kwa buchi Lebanon.
Peacekeeping.
Peacekeeping no. Omo kra dikanika TV. And those times no, and say DVD player, friend no. You give me a friend no. Timi to free ho na bia ko opera akotom free ho and I started say me boss soldier before bossia say me ma 10 cedis with the 2 cedis back am magic check we collateral the check ti boss no best one be 12 or 15 am the check na ko bank we the call banker am the account to ho and to say sika no ko account no am I scam so na me
Hey,
yes, I have 6 taxes near there. See, what they are,
I see. Now, then the cow, some business ideas, no, Bushim, and I say, wa na, I do much anybody on the mouth.
We face the 1, I have much shady, 2, I have much 3, a miswadi.
See, so come what does it mean? Say, be a now much with fear and to make wow, my wood dream, quite chilly, and what to Sanamon.
The attorney said, "Oh, sorry, not a common dewa. Oh, see, I say, yes, young, Jenny, and see, Sabi, Obi or Tajidi Bibria, when Jenny's enemy, that's my opinion. Because Ujidi Bibrina, Emma, when he had Emma, oh, yeah, the prana, by common dewa, what I say, I did be a piano, any breast on beer. Fishermen, I don't mock off scene. It might come to your motive fully now. Fishing the woman. What did I make an say? See, I see. A bit fibro free 1 hour, yes, and your man to what GG Sabisana, your Sasuja for be a walkman. I had the cassette shimu, see the shimu na abon. Oh, yes, I mean, to talk taxi in the video. But the wood could do him. I even a free one who call ye, who sang. To kwa normally no businessmen do na say na mkotena buruchire na me baga na betu amedwuma so wo kotena buruchire na wo kusua bi kan ho na de ba ya na saheya na okeka wadu ni bom ye ni sa okay the good say we say we are see e to de bia I don't know, but I don't think say you need to do no go echi because who say bibi ni ho e bone ade bi e besi bia no anamonto obetu afa ho no e be kire se ne beboa okay tama me bobosia no me bobosia mama bi na onima e na e friend man san no assembly man me bobosia no ntimi nhia me ka no niska me dane twene ko ntimi nhia me ka ana no ka kire me say obi si ni stores bi o baby enti ebe yi a oben lidi na ma stores no na che say e kana me dino no na che say me say sika no ati na me say okay no problem na me prince man e no lidi me na me chi store ti me chi store no e na ma me share e moto
wudi ebeti wudi ebetu aka se newspaper so mu ye hye se yeti wudi efa niam ba ko bi no mi ansa bi mu se bi ska kra bi e obi ska kra bi bi pani oda no ni we ni asmesi ba na obi ahye da eni papa eba ni say na wo benya contact with cocoa board ejuma be na na no mo ye uno mo sha se free ben ene ku uno mo ye ejuma how long ansa na ansa ba ko mi no mi ansa pp free mo ba
okay mami before cocoa board sina mkana me to my mom
okay
to mo ni ma te me mo shop oni ma mo shop o Madina ena mo shop o Kaswa na mo me tom pa me kra mo kraba containers uba ni ma me oil containers kra no sabi etimi efia no pa iya ma edi 2 days e ma Saturday Sunday na e bi containers oil ni mo yes me obi a me pay duma pa because who say we are yaba 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 enti that's the boy wager and I'm rensu na nipa me kan me na nipa so ti ase sika obeye na nne no unye bi kan watch na na ebobo anu ma wo ye fru sikanyi enti sika pe no akoye se eyemre akoye jeni akoye na montuo eti me fa medwuma ndi agro ti tama na mo ni ma no e mo na me tompa bank for kra ba satan amal bank omo ba kra na omo timi spend about 3 days class on my kind of security but if we are saying akoye say oma yeti omo kayet omo go TV so ni social media ba o hwe o man Ghana yo kofo bi o pa na o dia poten but social media nya dia omo ye used to me say no say kanye bank issues ya be ya TV so no kotna ka se ma ebe ba kwa say bank issue abana kwa say oh why kura ni alaji say do ni ndie eti say ofiri he onyansa obetimi dia pesike bie bank enti ese me bana be defend me mo obi ni wo be kama me enti u bisa uko back to records uko bisa masepa bisa masia wo sa be moni ma hono na ma jiho ina afa because me ba ni ma no hwe dia ye ni ma sisi ya 100% make magazine female obi a obeka say enye me eyo no bia no ombra international kasa because me ba ni ma na ni ma one shop kra ni ma amanfo free ni ma eko okanshi ene malata amakoto e let me say okay me dey atwe dom abanima it was my priority to make high boys omo control room no more drama prenimo emu 50 pesos 1 cedi 50 pesos 1 cedi ena me so no me gidie e wa brabo mu se me ye ade na eboa wa e ma me die no koso because me ye na eboa wo kwabna wo me ye na eboa wo na o yiri nsaka bi o ba nsaka bi o ma me nsaka bi o mu yina o mu di na o ka se me hira o na hye no be bi ka me
yes pe say we obi di ya and ade
ma me di te ba me sam e ma me see me price no so te mo no 50 pesos 1 cedi na me di to so because o hwe o ma na mba mo beto mo no dodo na se bi fie nya na dodo na no se bi aware so nya kola na dos e so ba ni bi di bo fie enti ne na me ye ne se e na me su e so mo so mu ye ni da so enti na me price e pa enti u ba ni ma pa na obu se amafo sala na mo kume mu ho a e be ye o nwa amafo se e dru ba ye dru because if we are so no say net no sika ne dodo no kakra na obi nya no a beto so na obi be nya mfa so no ene boa Timi ye mo business grofo bebre so ni bo mo business no. Te ba sa de mo se o. E mo business yi. Ya ba mi mo die. Ba nye ma pede no because mitimi ko Vietnam, ko Turkey, ko US ko fa mo containers ship mo ba. But me sure me get no say be two koso say na pese koso no. And all Lebanese near the dia mu dia mu bayi omu say no. Omu loan na mo nya no. Very cheap. 2% interest rate, 3% interest rate. Uko e Ghana higher kabna 30%. Why no for 30%? Enti me den say me pay aban business me ya contract no say be faso no so. Na me gather sika. Na me be a friend of corporate institution. Corporate institution na say it may be a say be I go from generation to generation corporate institutions to corporate structures into sana mo and then me could di cocoa board fertilizer
enti bebra wo kan say wo pay omo kan say omo pe nipa be supply fertilizer ma cocoa board na wo do ho kwaji mu bi anasa wo na meet you ade ni say cocoa board meet me abo mo nya fertilizer.
Okay, on say kabra de attention we aso no ade bi ekoso sisi no bibie ni wesoro ho o hwe apoto ka pro na se mo modify na ade bi ekoso sisi bia no all generations and o ma modify ama ye hu sisi a enti me hwe Ghana structures ana Ghana a eyo ma na etimu no me hu sata to kwahwe bi pa on e go ko ba Ghana enti den na ni baba ko fo yen ni so ade hu etimi di ko ba Ghana etumi so die na make my ya boa sa de na o de ba ye no etimi ko mo ho e ko bisa so ko be se me supply new bi ko na e de na ese be ye adom si o de ese me supply bi na ese me kire no mo ma kire me ese me ye me so okay be se me supply liquid fertilizer adom so okay ese me di sample no ba no mo di sample no mo di ko creek here baby a tested fertilizer no okwa omo the fertilizer no e test okuku so ehu say the fertilizer no edimu nti omo test we a omo ma certificate say e test here no fertilizer no very good omo ma certificate nti omo certificate e no branch kire say obe supply cocoa board e kire say e bia fertilizer na pass e okuku so enti e ma say we a every year bia no cocoa board won be tender na so akọ apply bi o apply na cocoa board wa do na e mo wa na wa sha see free. Yes nti ya cocoa ya madum ma me ya me partners o mo fi Germany and na no faith and confidence in them because German fu yo microphobia o mo kan pray o mo play tricks with enti e ko ba me sa no me check shape amanon bi bia o use that fertilizer ni na no this fertilizer was very good. We almost signed contract for the sub-region. It's time we can say Militovic no. Me na more contract for the sub-region. Sub-region, I just say, hey, mamu ina me na more contract. Na me start to send me supply. And I say na me kind. E mo dwuma say na me ye mo dwuma no. Sa na me cocoa board. E bisa prices no, ma bo me bo na nkosoro. Because who say the entire ma e before nkosoro no say bibie ni e pe bebre. But say no, enye ni bebre. If it be turnover.
Content.
The way I contact them no, and they use Kenya. It's your call tender no me price me the other form. Me price me the other form. And my chief executive in the crowd for no saw me no. And I'm fertilizer I bought my papa. Who be the cage there agrochemicals. Ewo Kumasi. Who be the Chinese woman. Bista obi our tongue fertilizer be na what little bit be say me say. Me fertilizer ni nya on bechimentum. Obi abaka cho say very good. But quite say we are sitting senator fracture. The tibia no the odiba no the odiba no e wine o you bronia e see a good e bibinia e see enye e kobna e see kobna fever we are wine e de bi enye be free grass so che de nti sanet
Who to me supply cocoa board fertilizer ni bi
me supply
severally.
Yes, I mean business ethics ni say o say ejuma de o ya akoy say aban ejuma eye amamuni na sika na dey ma o say First hospital. Would you see hospital no so no? Your man be benefit. Something I make an say. O court na e contract say si school. Ye na esika taxpayers no. To one na margin no dey master first staff of school. We see school no so no, obi benya school hu faso. Enti wotimi ngi say sika no enka say o see school no. As a businessman no, we are only interested in no profit no. So we are interested in the capital now, then we try business needs here. Because what was that sikano? What they back up with your school fees? When you didn't know how to go to hospital bill, and then in a shepherd. Shepherd should only to me. Says Cano is the car. You couldn't deal more. Today never apple. Ye never obam. And it know to say, I told you, Chim to 2 years now, because the source of our money, no, and yes, keke. What in American because a school, the car, Kaisa, this school, Emma, or Bisu Yan for so nobody but it's true. Uncle, why you say the Canama, you don't know, Penamina, more chance, Canadian. That is only a problem, yesterday, only 2 men on bread.
Yes. It's next I go say it was say and say you did adwuma no ho na you did I see now I feel ban say na ko you say you say wo the fertilizer bia ba ne ho nsem yo man ko pie court ne ho nsem won yan fi be mo sample enwotwe 8 years e ban say na ko ba sa one supply na ban ba sa na say
the thing is say na me kan no fertilizer no ma first one the supply no share me ka mo kra mo ji to me say fertilizer is very good. We supply second one, Omuchiameka, Omuji to Mr. Fertilizer, and very good. We supply third one, Omuchiameka, Eddie to Mr. Fertilizer, and very good. Fourth one now, we supply, we want a contract to make by Omaji, Ekumi, warehouse crab in Okase. I am in Ukraine. Mama, contract, Emma made the fertilizer number. Mostly Monchi, start fertilizer in the warehouse. Almost about $70 million. You go. I pro. Start less than you go. Niamoji na ma supply mo na maji. Yusu, kwabna. Mo yusu. Chia meka. Anko field, meka field amako cocoa farmers kra mo di ho dance here say. Sa little bit we no. Papa. And no nobody me court say dear me supply no you see na ekuafo no e dey da na isuo e na omo odi ampoma say ekuafo no e di fertilizer no omko farmer omunye zuo no ma me fertilizer no e na omo mo ka say iziwa o mo san to anamokra ko Germany e the taxpayers money e full plane Evelyn Crystal money Attorney General, Efu plane, Echo Germany, Echo share my partners no. Mukoye shemo amu no credit wo no. Mo buy no instead of make a court no mo go because mo car e be say mo case nye. E na mo tena so. Enti dey see here no.
Na but so all the first one by omoje, second one omoje, third one omoje, fourth one anye. Is it the same product? And I say
the same product.
Na fa ban say na fourth one also money.
Say fourth one na ban sisa. Okay. Ban sisa nti say me ya hwan ifri himfa. Me ya hwan. What in American I say? Because mentiase the chire say yes, Sasubana Mboye, because Commonwealth to we are gonna need. We are gonna need to say, you know, person or bomb to Ghana out. Yankupon a ball to her. And it is 10 crana, cropping rabbit boa, a Ghana brand as their boy. And it's a Ghana brand a detail. But we am running wana, and running detail young Ghana for them. Because it's government agencies. Abrofun do na foreign companies no me contract. Contract akese no. Okay. So the contract akese no ma foreign person. En faso no or the best dollars they are cool. Something American as they. Ewo Kumasi be the Chinese woman. Bista obi or ton fertilizer bia na wato little bit bia say me say me fertilizer ni nya on be chimintum. obi abeka che say very good ba kwa say we ase de say bita frache de tebia no de odi ba no de odi ba no ye hwan oyobroni a esi good ebibini a esi enye ekobna esi okobna fever we ye hwan de bi enye bi ofiri kura so che de nti sanity
utumi supply cocoa board cocoa fertilizer ni bi
me supply
severally.
Yes, I mean business ethics ne say what say ejuma de o ya akoy say aban ejuma eye amamuni na sika na de ma o say Fesi hospital udisi hospital no so no ye o ma be benefit something na make na say o ko na e ko ma contract say si school ye yina esika taxpayers no to one na magije no dem master Fesi staff of school usi school no so no obi benya school hu faso enti wotimi ngi sika no enka say u si school no ese wo as a businessman no we are only interested in faso no profit no so we are interested in the capital now then we try business ni tia because what fast sika no wo dey be kwa ko twa oba school fees o oyiri yima okwo wo no bra no do ko twa hospital bill o ena ni na akwa shebre so le oni so tumi o se sika no so yesika ikunimdie wo mu ti de na be akwala no de na be oba no eni ti na otumu se atoye nchem tutu ye na ye ntiase no because the source of our money no enye sika keke tuti na make us because eye school sika ka ese odi si school ema obi so ye ho faso no be ni patitru nko a waji se sika no ma woni o yere no pena mu ina mo che sika deki na je so ni akro no de se bi oni tumi no ombre
Yes. Enti na tira ko say me to ase ye na say ye didi adwuma no ho. Na
ye
didi.
Debi.
Na afa ba ne say na ko ye ko te say ye say wo de fertilizer bia ba ne ho nsam yo man ko pi court ne ho nsam woni afi be mo example enwotwe
8 years
e ba ne say na ko ba sa one supply na man ba sa na say
the thing is say na me kai no fertilizer no man first one me supply mu share me ka mu kra mu G2 me say fertilizer is very good. Me supply second one, Omuchiamika, Omuji2 Mr. Fertilizer and very good. Me supply third one, Omuchiamika, Egi2 Mr. Fertilizer and very good. Fourth one now me supply when one contract me by Omaji, Ekumi warehouse crab in Okasei. I am doing Granamia. Mama me contract, Emma made the fertilizer number. Mostly munch, start fertilizer in the warehouse. Almost about $70 million to go. I pro. Start less than go. Niamoji na ma supply mo na maji eyusu kwabna mo yusu echia meka akọ field amakọ cocoa farmers kra mo di ho dance say sa little bit we no eye papa eno na modi me akọ say dear me supply no ye see na ekuafo no e de ada na isuo e na omo no odi ampoma say ekuafo no e di fertilizer no omko farmer omunya zuo no ma me fertilizer no e na omo no mo ka say ziwa
Memo akwa about the Bat TV XYZ baby awa wo hwe me bia wo so tie Power 97.9 FM Thursday's edition of Inside Politics number day bro we make out such medi run from now Alkasi 555 and to baby awo bia no education information bia wo hia no aha na wo behwe no aha na wo beti no nti TV XYZ tene Power 97.9 FM ya kan bom na de dwumedi ede bro make out say you stream live wo Power 979 FM Power 979 FM will be to me etie dwumedi bi sa so na Facebook so TVXYZ Ghana no so will be to me ahwe dwumedi bi na wetie bi ho ye call a YouTuber XYZ Broadcasting YouTube XYZ Broadcasting every idea me this year Nicholas ya who's yours and will be to me from Ken Nicholas about for mo bom echi don ma me dwumedi bro ye Mr. Kelvin Asante sa so na Mr. Raf Jampo Uncle Peter wo back cameras yo Kofi Asante wa ha ye wo Francis wa ha man so ba gifty Lizzy on Nina Lizzy no Messi me kama ma me chero ewie wo inside politics media so nti baby a wo bia no kaisa hana Ghana kasa hana Ghana tie me pa cho bebre nyabotre gidi dem na tena ho ne tie nsama ekoso o my Ghana wo so tie o Power 97.9 FM no for aso fam yen na hana Ghana kasa hana Ghana tie hana nsem ni na ye de bro baby a wo bia nti memfa wonsa enka efidie no higher Power 97.9 FM TVXYZ ansa na ye be schedule media yase eye ora Alhaji Agongo a oye businessman na yete no so kwan a ofa so si so born e bra ono no the Heritage Bank e ba ya ye say na sem owo court nti ye gu bank na ya edin sem bebre ba minim sem pedifo betie ahwe aboa na obetumi ama Alhaji Agongo ne bank ne businesses no asane boom back because nipa bebre na no mo che na se a omo ne ye adwuma so tumi bo omo so omo nsa tumi ko omo nsa no na ye kai wo say and so first cabinet meeting etumi akoso first cabinet meeting etumi akoso enne enti briefings no say etom na bibia tom kama ye beko Jubilee House ne yakofa meko subia no first cabinet meeting sembi efimu pie no briefings ni no omodi apraying enti we ni sembe brena na gubamba so ayeba ebedi ho enkomo meka send so guest almost jumedi isu ye former Greater Accra chairman former Greater Accra chairman de my NDC yebeti honorable Joseph Kobna de Kokanka sa so na yebeti maame Anita de Soso also yebetenenka a former vice chairperson or sans your former women organizer the ma NDC amayeko nti kukudami nende ye no mo bedi edwumadi wa ha baby o bi an memfo nsan ka fidie no a higher Power 97.9 FM ma menja aboafo nkrato ba kope me ba ensem ne guba maso ye bebedi nkomo e ba sesia. Yakwaya yasan babiom dwumadi ne inside politics Thursday's edition ye from Nicholas ya Wusiosen ubetumi afrem Ken Nicholas Emma yeshe nsem nasia na nsem agubamba so ayehwe agreement on base pay for a year 2025 Ghana a year ejumaya 4 titu aban ejumaya 4 a year akotua ye de momo a year 2025 oma kotena for my review anti ekuku dam na nkasa na ni na kotena form omo hwe terms of agreement de ni na eto ho obi say engineer Benjamin Atta ono no chief executive edema fair wages and salary commission na ohobi sa so na brother Joshua ansa ono na ono so ye secretary general de TUC no hobby honorable Dr. Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpo NP or Sansuye Minister for Labor, Jobs and Employment no hobby ansana Dr. Isaac Bampo Ado ono no chairman de ma forum no ansana honorable Dr. Kesley Ato Bar Force and MP or Sansuye Minister in charge of Finance omuina kwatena fo kama ye negotiation make us say the asempa na etumi aba amagana ejuma for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wohwe ensama ekoso mekoinos Ghana ejuma for my ade nto se organized labor workers yenim se esu na musun yenim sam bebre amoka but omo hwe based on single spine salary structure and SSSS no metumi ahwe aye bibia etumi ka say ye hwe increase a etumi aba yenya 10% across board 10% across board 2025 every January etwemu abesi December 2025 de say de salary aban adwuma for beji nyina no nyame adom mate asemde modern nso etumi abɔ ho ban anase we mia nani aye bibia kama ma adwuma for mo betumi asre kama pa 10% na say increase e de amamo a say no aboa enti government na etumi increase national daily minimum wage by 10%. No so ebetumi aboa masesia no make say there akaka edru 19.97 Ghana cedis. Nti asem de asesia no Ghana adwumayefo wo hwa nemo modern de but o ma bo mo ho modern honorable Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpo ohwe minister in charge of employment jobs ono so dima kotene mpedifo amebobo mu de obi se Dr. Imano Sako de ono so PM bi no president de Ghana Employers Association ono so ko PM Mr. Joseph Ansa secretary general de Ghana Traders Union TUC Congress no ono so ko PM ene mpedifo bebre na omoko PM midi say o Ghana as a Jumania or say ye na ye bom na kase asem daba ene amoding wo hwe kwanya His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ene ne MPP abai omose a super Ghana ske di Ghana sika bosi ahoro omoji a omunni bibia to show say we na ye de aye no sika ni ho by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say Metibiano, Edwinefo soon, and near my ding, Edwinefo tia, but mo bet to me aye, 10% for now. And see, as I'm then to me a be to me a conquer Edwinia, at the same crown at 10% a year bad, who bet me the IBB, might be to me a concanti, minister in charge of a labor, also the Nensem and Asan, and December the Tuda, me pese bet to me a correct and Sema, labor, job and employment minister, a honorable Peppo Rashid or the Tuja. Nkɔhɛ saa akasam for yina na yenti saa nsɛm no mbra na yenti adwumadie no so.
An increase in the national daily minimum wage by 10% over the 2024 national daily minimum wage, which translates into a new national daily minimum wage of 19.97 Ghana cedis. The effective date for the implementation of the 2025 minimum wage shall be 1st of March 2025. All establishments, institutions, or organizations whose daily minimum wages are below the new rate should adjust accordingly.
Enti adieteno no yete honorable Dr. Abdul Rashid Hassan Pelpo onona oya minister in charge of labor, jobs and employment onona odin 72 granisi effective 1st March equadia me patrol my for ati asemdel enti March ya ye bromi nyame adoma minim so obehye into true nature say Ghana my for asemde 10% no so I reflect you be a salary ma enije ekukudam but to make us say there ekukuda mamebo mudin say engineer Benjamin Atta or chief executive the fair wages and salary commission nensa shase wasign kama brother Joshua Ansa or secretary general TUC nensa shase bi Ansa honorable Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpo and also nensa shase bi Ansa Dr. Isaac Bempoado chairman and also nensa shase Ansa finance minister Dr. Atoba Forsen MP so nensa shase nti we ye ni jesem de Ghana adwumayefo nyina free March equade asem de aba 10% niema modern but metibiano minim se mo so mo betumi asre na enije kakra etumi abamonim yankwa na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as part of meeting on ekukudame yehwe organized labor front na mpanifo mo da no mo shade nkomo na increase abedu 10% ya ye ka ho asemi watre actual labor front na say ekwanya omianeni na ohwe ye ni mpanifo toto esika ni ho bibia ni ho and so say no Ghana adwumayefo so ye dream ho se mo betumi enya anije kakra mo betumi enya apomuden kakra mo betumi agira mo na so kakra na mo betumi aye adwumade abo oman no na benya ye nyina ye bedinti na omutumi ye za mo ye din so gwaka Ghana adwumayefo which say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama reset of oman Ghana no oye adwumayefo so mo reset ne 10% mrepem no bisuma koptra ka ho na mani age mo menkoche His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abro ni mpenifo shiaye no mu di nkomo omototo na 10% ibae we asemedel momenti emra.
You know we are your natural allies. and we've worked together for many years. One thing that is a cardinal principle for us is to tell the truth at all times. We all knew the economy was in crisis, but some of the things I'm discovering myself, I mean, it's been a criminal handling of our economy. And Ghana is a crime scene, actually, because how a government can have been so reckless, I cannot understand. But we're faced with a reality, and our options are very few. We can behave like the ostrich and hide our heads in the sand and let the economy crash. But then what effect would it have on Ghanaian households and everybody? And so I've told him, I said, cut expenditure as much as you like. Even we ourselves in Office of Government Machinery cut as much of our budget as you like, because we all must make those sacrifices. A certain distrust of the political class has arisen, because it's like when everybody else is tightening their belts, the political class is loosening its belts. But I want to assure you that we're all going to tighten our belts, and there will be no wasteful expenditure. It is said that we create and share. And so let's start cooking the meal now so that we can share when we have created. But right now, the meal is not only insufficient, the cooking pot is even leaking. And so I'll just appeal to you that let's temper our demands for this year. And once we get out of the woods, we've set good targets to bring inflation down so that the cost of everything will come down. We've set targets to grow the economy, to make things better. And when the cake is baked and it's bigger, we'll share bigger. We are proposing an independent emoluments committee that would set the incomes for everybody from the president right down to the ordinary laborer. We are prepared to walk this journey with you, but I just appeal to you that let's reach agreement on this one so that we use this year as the year of correction. And then after we've corrected, we'll see how the economy continues to go. Once the economy moves in the direction that we are all hoping for, we all, if we have an independent emoluments committee, maybe if you suggest 35%, I'll support you because it will affect.
Meba can say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Nyamin Shaw Papa me din na wotumi me wani ni mpanimfo atena ho etumi increase salary akọ 10% Nyamin Shaw mo be ya na wo ye bom price Nyamin ma eniama so nkoye 2025 na next year so ye betene na epegem papa na labor front no so eni etumi age yen sembre medical catcher mo say ye be cross over to Jubilee House na yakofa first cabinet meeting e so the briefing ahro no so the ma enti yen sembre ye beko na yakofa cabinet meeting e so briefings no na ewia ya to adwumedie so mtimama yenko Jubilee House mbra
cabinet today. The second briefing was made by the presidential advisor on the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development, Mr. Guzitano. He briefed cabinet on preparations so far towards a full rollout of the 24-hour economy, and one was left with the impression that tremendous work had gone into what is arguably President Mahamat's foremost transformation plan, which aims to convert the Ghanaian economy from its present state into one that never sleeps and works around the clock. The briefing from Mr. Tano and his team shows, I beg your pardon, that we are on course to ensuring a smooth takeoff. And in due course, the 24-hour secretariat will be engaging the Ghanaian media so that through you, they can apprise the people of Ghana as to where things stand. And the president and everybody else in cabinet was highly confident that based on the roadmap that had been established, we were on course to achieving the objective of having a 24-hour economy. The final briefing was made by the minister responsible for finance. As you may be aware, we campaigned strongly on Ghana's failing economy. And indeed, our fears were borne out when the finance minister made his briefing. The situation is dire. The numbers are even worse than we had known in the period of the elections. But the minister, the president, and others involved in the management of the economy were confident that the proposals, the policy propositions, and the program that President Mahama has put on the table were sufficient to turn around the situation and lift the pall of economic hardship and despair that has hung over this country and its people all these years under the new Presidential Party, where economic mismanagement and imprudent decision making was commonplace. In a few days' time, President Mahama will be addressing Parliament. He will be delivering a message on the state of the nation to Parliament, and he will take the opportunity to delve deep into our current economic state, what we inherited, and what plans there are going forward to ensure economic revival and resuscitation. A few days after that, the National Economic Dialogue will take place from the 3rd to 4th March, and there too, various stakeholders in our economy, drawn from academia, civil society organizations, public servants, public officials, and other interested parties in the Ghanaian economy will meet to deliberate on the state of affairs, and there too, further insights will be shared on the state of the economy and how we can collectively achieve consensus on the steps that need to be taken to ensure that we get out of the situation and are on the road to rapid economic growth and development. And then on the 11th of March, the finance minister will present his first budget, which would again explain the situation and indicate what government's policies are in respect of the economy and what measures will be rolled out going forward to achieve the objective of getting us out of this economic mess. So this, in a nutshell, is what transpired in cabinet today. I would pause here and invite questions from the media present. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I would welcome them at this stage.
The first one has to do with security. You said the briefing that His Excellency the President had some assurances that the country was safe and that everything with respect to security was, for want of a better word, top-notch. But we know the situation in Boku, the Wali enclave is nothing to write home about. That cannot be described as we being in the safe, so to speak, space.
Well, those are isolated incidents of chieftaincy, land conflicts. And at the cabinet session today, the security chiefs were on hand to provide an update on the steps that have been taken to, as it were, bring the situation under control and ensure that they do not recur. So all that was part of the briefing. If you take out those isolated cases of conflict, which in any event predate the coming into power of this government and have been raging for decades in some instances, the general security situation is safe, and one can be confident that we can go about our activities peacefully as a people.
Do we get a sense as to what approach the government wants to have with the issue on the conflict around that area?
I think that President Mahama himself has indicated that he remains committed to resolving disputes such as the Boku conflict and others that are in various parts of the country. He has spoken about the need to use dialogue and stakeholder engagement as a tool towards achieving lasting peace in these areas, in addition to deploying security measures, deploying intelligence measures to ensure that early warning signals are picked up and they are attended to expeditiously to forestall the outbreak of violence. And where there is some outbreak of violence, we respond rapidly to bring it under control, to preserve life and property.
My question is on energy. You mentioned that the energy minister is part of cabinet. I want to find out, WAPCO announced that it was starting with its PN exercise, I think, some days ago, and we were told that fuel had been procured to make up for the shortfall that was expected. In recent times, we've heard some complaints about intermittent power supply in some parts of the country, and if you scan through social media, you get that concern as well. I want to find out if the issue of intermittent power supply, as has been suggested on social media, came up at this meeting, and what has been done to resolve the challenge, if there is any.
What I can say is that the energy minister is aware of the situation, and in the coming days he will be engaging the public on what the threats that we faced at the very onset of this government, which related to the closure of the West African gas pipeline and the failure of the previous government to meet its obligation of providing fuel for thermal power generation, was averted. Government has brought in adequate supplies of fuel, but it is important from time to time to engage the public to address concerns that they may have with the power situation. The Energy Ministry will be doing that in the coming days.
Okay, Minister, my question has to do with the CLOSAC strike. We saw the Labour Minister part of today's meeting. Is it the case that that issue didn't come up? And if indeed it came up, what was the response to that issue?
Well, what I'm aware of is that today's meeting involving the tripartite committee, at which the finance minister, the Labour minister, and in fact the president were present, discussed the fixing of the minimum wage and determination of the base pay. That was the agenda of the meeting that was held this morning. As for the CLOSAC strike, I think government's position has been made clear through the briefing that I made yesterday, and I do not anticipate that it will change. Thank you very much for coming.
Minister in charge of government communication, Honorable Felix Kwacho Fosu, na yetene nka free Jubilee House or day a first cabinet meeting briefings and some course no or the two drawi no man central for ebisan and sama oyiano no ebi na ye nyina so yetumi ehu no efe ma kwaso no wakana kama mobia ehu ma eko nti de tene no me ka say enche ye ne eye victory ejuma eko ne bedi nkomo Victory Herbal Center omo ye Victory Garlic mixture ye ne omo so bedi nkomo na me wo bia so ye de atoa so nti anche Victory for no betumi aba na nkomo bia wo bia so ye ne omo edi nti emse ansana ye bekono na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne nkomo na meguswa na menewo ebo meka se wayade ye papa se maniama ye din sike bia ni ho nso amia nani na wetumi abomboden amagana adwumayefo so meka say omotumi effective a match koyina no 10% wo salary so nti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ya de moma yempene no na yini se eniama tito ye bibia so betumi aye kama sa nti de atene no yensembro no yebekọ Victory adwumayeko no ho na ye ne omo ekodi enkomo omo na eye yeka Victory Herbal Center omo na Victory garlic capsules and Victory garlic bitters ananyesa Victory mixture. Okay, Victory garlic mixture me manumbi mabobobi me shrubi na woswe Victory garlic mixture anti baby edri ye ne omo bedi enkomo edri anye nne bae wo yare onya binu me betumi abo yi saaso no bi o se mensa aye titiriti me na aye titiriti ananse na achemi ananse na efihin na beche onya Victory garlic mixture ebeboa saaso no bi o anakomo bon pre abnormal wonya binu ma betumi abo cholesterol level no check mo brenasi wo yare onya re opebi nonom and I make us say your doctor ketwa wa ha no so ne ebedi enkomo afa no victory garlic mixture ho ntime sembre mama na kwaba na mewo bia so one ye din komo doka kwaba na bibi aboko de
obade nyansa wo kwa government ye ho
ye da nyame ase victory edwuma eko bibi ekoso boko
bibi akoso boko yenso ye bo ase de be ya oman mu na pomodin se metimi agina ye nti ye play a role to the national development
de bia na ye bom pai mam so edwuma no anase dro na amode abetu dwa na ye na ye to bi no no obi aka ho asem se victory ndro no munya bi no ma eboa yi eguso so sayare nti medide se ofoforo form hwe yen omutie ye no ansa na nkomo no bekwa awie no na obi etu anamon ontena no tun so embo no to abro beba abetobi na wanom so na wadi ho efi yare mti mama can so over to you victory garlic mixture nkomo no femaye
ewedi awia we ye cheche odasani bia e makwaba edoba TV XYZ so ebrason se victory garlic mixture ye nkomo adane den nyina na ye bono ye bebo bi ne de a chew e bia nne ne de di kan awuhu yen ewe fidie we so na ne di kan na woti victory garlic mixture ye be so se ubenya abotre afenso no ton safre wunua bi na wo metie sa enkobesan se bebo opa odofo edi kan eduro na ye kan wasem no eye victory garlic mixture sei na ahofesuo no esi etie na bese me no ndi nkomo kakra mfa enoma wodo bi a se wonsaka victory garlic mixture ebetimi aboa odasani bi a wutie me bi e wo behia se se aduane a wudi ko nipadua no mu no ene noma wudi ko nipadua no esese etumi digest yi se de be ya veins no ebetimi ada na mogya die mu afusane ye wo nipadua no obi wo hon ma mogya ntimi ndi afusane ye wo nipadua mu ni veins ni nyina asisi eka ho bi nti wotena sa na nase atatai obi wo wotena se kakra bi no wone nan sa be wone na wone nan ubisa na se den a oseme nan ayetitiriti obi wo otia fom kra no a onte se na na asi fom obi shempaboa empaboa ni ya wo hunu ni nyina e kire wo se e yade a wo mogya entimi ni afusane yi enu ti wo hia victory garlic mixture esa wo fa na no pa ufe bia wia na ufe bia nwumre se de bia beboa obi bia wo mogya ntimi ndi wo mafusane yi uyo obi a wo se anansi achim na ne nsa ye titiriti obi wo ho no obeda so se madam nsa so me pacho unna wo nsa so obi wo obeda so no se ebia bibi na ye me ana mesrew etese mogya ntimi ndi wo mafusane yi unya victory garlic mixture ebebo ma mogya timi adi afusane ye wo nipadua no mu na wo nsa na ye titiriti ni nyina no akwa ensanso emmebiu masanso aka kire wo se uyo ba na se me nuka sei ebia we fichire kon eba na nsa eba na nan ebia emma sei de se eba na pepepe obi wo no de bo ne ho safo hene media ebia menya me mensisa e onani nsa na atwa odofo mesrem nyankopon adwuma se eba na enu ana nenson enti sankoba ne sa na ebia koka wo nipadua num de aka wo nipadua num so wo de kwakoye eba wie che na yade uyo ba na wo hwem ya pe victory garlic mixture ibi nanom uyo bi wo no mama catch so yo ba na wo white pe victory garlic mixture ni bi nenom afenso no esanse emma so sensitive yantanka mahimvi won masemuntinum obefre 0242 535433 san number ya media ma ofre san number no sesia eda wo screen no eso fe number no na bia enkomo bia wo bia uni yen endi obi wo hono mo otso ni nipadua no mo hyehye no ase de yaso ejagu ni nipadua mu obi wo hono mo ede bia na obobena ena me nompeo ena me jonku de bia nipadua no ayeto stressful wo se na nipadua no ase mu hyehye no yaso ni ejagu nipadua no mu sana eye no obi wo hono mo eka obi kwa ma na professor no na ni kotodwa nyina no ase de bia na woso mo se na ni jonku nyina ejojo odofo mesra unya victory garlic mixture kwadwa mazo na ko pedro we bi obi wo bisa me se na dro eye na aba na odofo mesra victory garlic mixture enye ne bedru e ba ya che na bia wontinka enu ntina uko pharmacy shop bia wa Ghana ha benye bia ton heba shop bia wo area biara uduwa oso be victory garlic mixture tina that heba center shop bia wa Ghana ha bia uduwa benye bi na wonso wato Kings Walk heba uduwa benye bi na wato Kolinak uduwa benye bi wa Santimantem Habe pharmacy enso ho PFA pharmacy enso e wa Santimantem uduwa no benye bi na wonso wato Ekus pharmacy e wa Shiaman afi no mesa asra wo se uyo obi wo hono mu amene wo ekase udidi a na asia hyehye wo bu obi wo hono mu a owo digestive system no enya ahoden ene nti odidi a na ehye ne bu obesi mi didi a na asem san so te wo me ha obesi mi wo hono ma me hu se flames me kira maman ejina ne bu odofo unya victory garlic mixture ye kan wasem enya duro a esese wo yare ansa wakopa bi na wanom mesre wo se sia ya wo hwami no se wo yade o se wo nyade o ubehia se ubanu victory garlic mixture se da bia moja betimi ade afusa ne ye wo nipadua no mu se da bia wo digestive system ebetimi ya strong na wo didi ankosha wo bo amama na njire nipadua no mu sa mama ne njire nipadua no mu a cholesterol ka ho obi wo hono mu anafu ayekese eno ka me wonu ne ya ato akote Pentecost hag no ogina east ogina west eyemfom so mesrem se wafu ayekese bebre obi wo ane so osododo ense na se cholesterol enso ebetimi akofa saade abanje mesrem ubanu victory garlic mixture ni bi di amame se de be boa na wofun aba normal se de wofun ubenya no the normal way o boa da nyansabo akwa edema wo mesrem ma victory garlic mixture embe we san se ebe boa ma immune system nso enya hodene na akwatia nyarewa wodo we yamfa si jaso ne yede 100% natural garlic extract and yede onu mu abehu se echi na yede ewo mechire honey and yede aka wo yede aye enu nti odasani bia wo tie me ewo TV XYZ to enkope victory garlic mixture odofo me se onsa ye titiriti wodo na wo se odonansi fomu a ase fom bi hye wo na ase wo ho no ma ase asoje gu ni paduam kakra bia wo dwonku na se how obi wo ha stress ebra esese wo de da na adwon onna afe ewiamom no otia adwumem no wo da hwan yakopa mu afa adwumem mesrɛ unya so ni padua no nyama be komu a ebe wo ma ni padua no etimi ay stress free na wo so wapomden ACPA sita unya victory garlic mixture ni bi na wano obi wana kuma bonu peri oye nyuma kakra bi na wabre unini tumika ye sane fomo a ontumi nu ba bia na ho metete ase dia wabre no odofo mesrɛ onya bre bi na wabre na mmom no uni padua no ehia victory garlic mixture na koni padua no mu aboa ema wakoma no etimi aboyi na nkoba gugugugu da bi akoma wo se de sibo enyi wakoma no emmosa enye normal ehia se obanu victory garlic mixture odofo mesoko jama nso a ya boy ho modene se yebema ede bon aba fom se de be ya oda sani ka ho bia obetimi enya bi na wo so wato na abo opomoden maka cho se yenso ya fem a yebetimi ayede abo man konkron Ghana ne se yebehwe se de be oda sani bia benya apomodene me be me fa toto ne ba ye nanso eno nyo haw nanso ye kona undimi ko bi na yade ya na yare ho sem ntimi serem kopa victory garlic mixture ni be no ment na ho na yade ne mansa obisi mi nsanye titiriti bidem na isi form wa enye mi dududu ene ntimi de mi hia bi mesrew esese wo prevention is better and safer than cure per victory garlic mixture ni binanom na boni pedua no ban entwen yare wansa wa per victory garlic mixture odofo mesrew me de asempa no eba be si na mbom no edonu sei na ahofeso esi atie me paacho okwa adwama nso na nya toa na ye rubber enye victory garlic mixture yede no eye toa eni ti se ope victory garlic mixture eye toa ena gum enye bottle enye plastic mesro hyesa de nso pa eva mame avenso no sei ena ne box no esi atie eni ti numbers na mesi asisu no eye 0242 54 5633 0242 54 5633 and I said 020 129 13080 020 129 3280 numbers me anywhere na edi juma ya so edisa nye number we na wo frɛ na ko frɛ na wo fobia enye victory garlic mixture ukoto bi wo dwama nso na enye bottle na e plastic enye victory garlic mixture eni numbers no mesi so e de ama ubium e ba wa santimantem a PFA pharmacy ubenye bi e ho na wato Qualinac enso e wa santimantem a ubenye bi na wato Habe Enterprise enso e wa santimantem Tinatare Herbal Center shop bi e wa Ghana ha bia udu wono ma ubenye bi na wonso wato Case Work Herbal udu wono ma ubenye bi na wato Eku Pharmacy e wa Shama makacho say victory no agigana ha ba bia enunti herbal shop bia da udu won ma wo so pe victory garlic mixture ubenya bi na wonso wato na aboa pomodin ba ma ubenya pomodin a esipi na esita asempa eyetia ena ye okobefe ne keje bi ye kanso ye beja bi enunti numbers no na abefre eye 0242 545633 fresa number ne mai na ufre ya enkomo bia obi oni yendi ufre number ne sesia na saye busy a na pressure wo so nyabotre time bia da obefre ya yebetimi afa ne no edi nkomo ye de say victory garlic mixture unya victory na wenya pomodin mapa eni ti enyimere edase
ye better victory garlic mixture for ase bebre wo enkomo mo dia ma enye se ye tie ne keke bebe tue na ye tu ana mo na yakope bi ato na me pa cho bebre ya ji apomodin me ma no mbi da ntimi me dro ne te wo yare onya bi no ma ebetumi abo ye papa make say Peter wo eye MCR oso opebi on ma ogabanti anke Peter eno ano me bo ni dia obebi gate no ase meti bia no ye be ma na ba kubi ma ono so wetumi akonom na wehu edro no ma eti enti victory garlic mixture kodwa manso na kwaje wode na ebeboa ye papa ma bibie etumi akonka inside politics jubedie na wasugoso anase wo hweye na ye ne victory garlic mixture edi enkomo awie no ye bedidi enkomo egubamba so ne ye wie ye betoa so enti mepese ye behwe ye the foreign affairs minister honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa ne nsema odi atwedwa na sesia no waye announcement for a new measures omodi streamline a service a war a passport office and sesia no odi abetwedwa say 3 shifts na ebekoso wo passport office and say wutie me a passport office 3 shifts ebekoso ho no ebe ma time bi a opese we no omodi nkita ho no wetumi ni omodi nkita ho o say still no online Jumedia passport office for new year did no say ko online ye ko fill form ni na aguso a ye djuma enti be pese ebeko na yakɔhwɛ saa akasamfonyi no so na yato adwumadie no so.
You've also heard about big reforms that we want to carry out. We want the passport administration in our country to become a 24-hour operation. So this year, you need to stand by and get ready, be preparing yourselves. We are going to be running 3 shifts so that we want to cut down on the waiting time for passports. I'm told that you've done quite well. You've come up to about 3 weeks to 4 weeks these days. But we believe that within a week, it should be possible to get a Ghanaian passport when you apply for it. And the 24-hour intervention we are making will address that. Then we are also of the view that we need to get more modernized and do away with the frustration that the general public has been complaining about. So those who will be coming for renewals, you already have their details in your system, you have their biometrics and all of that. You should be able to apply online and get your passports delivered to you through courier. All of this, stress in trying to access passport application center and then coming back for your passports in a modern era, 21st century, we cannot still be doing that. So as part of the reforms, we are going to make sure that we go fully digital. You can access your passport anywhere you are, and then it is only those who, if the passport administrators determine that there's a need for some fiscal assessment, some interview to be sure that you are truly a Ghanaian and you qualify, or there's some query that has been raised and they want to assess that. Because remember that this is also a security matter, and we must make sure that our passports do not get into the wrong hands. Then it is those people who may have to have some fiscal contacts. But even then, once you have satisfied yourself that these are Ghanaians who merit a Ghanaian passport, then it should be possible to have the passports delivered to them.
It's Honorable Samuel Okujato Ablakwa, a minister in charge of foreign affairs. Onuna yakore na no disem no ntsesia passport officer de ye be run 3 shift to ho but still online ye call ye fill your form ne adede de still no sukuso a koso nti aye ni jesem 24-hour economy no eguso a ekoso nti Ghana ahyɛ ase passport office yɛate asɛm de anytime bi betumi yɛne ɔmo edinsa wosoɔ ma bibia etumi akɔ enkan baabi aduru ma menkɔgye aboafoɔ enkratoɔ baako mmienu mmiɛnsa yɛbɛbɛto adwumadi nso kai sɛ yɛwɔ ɛyɛ Madam Anita de Soso wa ha ɔyɛ former ɛyɛ vice chairperson ɔsan so yɛ women organizer former ɛde ma Endis Amayeko ɔwɔ ha yɛne de bɛdi nkɔmmɔ saa so na yɛbɛte Honorable Joseph Kobana Adekoka yɛbɛte ɔno so nka ɔyɛ former Greater Accra Regional Chairman NDC ekuku damine ne ombedi dwuma ende wo fidi kɛse so baby a wo bia no menfo nsanka fidi menkɔ so na ha ya na yenkɔgya aboafo nkrato no mbra yɛba yɛato adwumadi no so
Missy Menanum, a group bassa I've been brabro Tibedu.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, a room maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend.
Hey, mumle,
memre, I don't think I'm a catcher say, ya no medi garlic capsules. A basis so come. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well.
Medi garlic
capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medimosis garlic capsules. Wa mamoja dini paduane mu efrusani ye na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edroyi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy stores frɛ wo 050 349 4885. Edroyi enya mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis wunni how FDA agidwe di nkra to yi ato.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary. So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting. They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have yourself.
Na ede na ya obeyi a oda former son yafunu emununi.
Oh Mr. Entry also yare ya titi be benfie pi nanso ne yam nyono da se me kire no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa
menyi ni se what ulcer tamfo hexa capsules any hexa mixture yanum bom kotia ulcer no bia ma no anom anka ne ho to no dadaada ulcer dro de eno ne hexa capsules any hexa mixture
ankom ni nkire mu
ulcer yekura eto yafunu ene ensunu mu etuma wo yafunu ekeka wa wogye wo ho a enyi ulcer etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie so how aye ulcer de a compare hexa capsules any hexa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
pedudu atu a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya wama won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age edwadie nkrato yi atom.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 Ga West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Okay, yakwaya yasan about TVXYZ to Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics Jumedi na ye twasono. Na ye twasono na aboafo bi boy chidome di Jumedi ebrel. Ebini Amuzu Garlic Bitters. Amuzu Garlic Bitters so wonye binom ya pebinom. Obi ho anan inside tititi eboa control una flow no. Sa so na me pacho stroke patients and wonye binom a ebeboa mu ye papa fatigue weakness eto se bia na wa bre de bia na wa nia ha ne meka ho be beboa ema wo hu ade yi na etumi reduce high sugar level any bebre na nkasa onya bi no ma beboa ya Amuzu Garlic Bitters na me di hu adanse e di amon ma me papa me nua wo tie mi wa wo hwe me Amuzu Garlic Bitters onya bi beboa ye papa enye na wadwaman so wo de wani kiremu herbal pharmacy ne chemical shops are grow at wapeto organ ha won sabe tumi akabi won kran ha dia for ani chemo na boache herbal hello's herbal nitrinated herbal case work herbal ina so okanshi ha okoho obehu omo ho kumasa for mokota for Fred Men's herbal shop obi ho Misty herbal Danny herbal nina no kwa omo Ashtown kumase obehu omo ho KNG womrom ansana Kolinak so Ashtown okwa obenya Amuzu Garlic Bitters ne bi atona bibia etumi akonkan when say da ho aye dido na month of February no month of love na me kanfo Safari Valley Eco Resort diamo Safari Valley Eco Resort and na me kanfo diamo woni ebusuafo ni nanto anamo na momfa mo ni nkyeremo Safari Valley Eco Resort ono na me kamfo ediamom Safari Valley Eco Resort me pa cho bebre mwa yentamfa yeni hu omote se ko zoo ana se ebia television so wildlife in a huomo says amwe nani nemu ebi ye mara ebi ye zebra saso na antelope ene embo bebre nankasa na yebe kohwa yebe huomo ebetumi ne omo atwamfo yin kama saa omo kana obi ho aye de kanu nsiso a no so de bia na wonam nsuo no so waterfalls ho bebi obetena mframa pabo afọ ho bebi obeda ana ma obedi ana woni problem nti ubetumi ne ebusuafo ne kotwa weekend wo ho mepacho bia mo ye wedding mo ye parties bi ometumi host mo ho bibia fa na aduane obedi bebi obeda ma wo hweche enije ho de mekanfo Safari Valley Eco Resort e de amomo electrical vehicles bia no so mepacho bebre no so ubetumi atenem e de anante ho ma enije aye enije kama saa swimming pool bi so ehwo de ese weni ense de catro ni na no betumi adware bi mo weni etumi age for reservation for 0596 914394 0596 914394 na weni Safari Valley Eco Resort for edin komo for reservation na woso kwa weni beje papa da me ko manage yi me di se woso kwa weni beje yi papa sa so na me pacho mega cash lucky box na medru so mega cash lucky box we nya cobra we instantly wujina ho na me pacho bebre box no ma wo be twiso no eno na eye wodia enti wutie me afo mobile phone na nse obedala *426 *5# star 426 star *5#. A mega cash lucky box. Mega cash lucky box. Mega cash lucky box. So wutie me a me gidi se wa weni tua. ɛsɛsɛsi adwɛte ni hɔ ba we ya agro bi a instantly wo de sika no tuma ebiema wa ka power FM ya boxes and mobile fabia no betumi di up to 500,000 Ghana cedis in Kano ye beka se eye 5 billion wo pay we no pede me pa cho mega cash na me kan fo amon *426*5# me patcho network bi a o use bia no obetumi de hwawram wo eye dwumadie mu nti TVXYZ ana Power FM obetumi choose ana de hwawra mega cash no mu ye bi sesi a me kan me hu se eye Uncle Peter ne Mr Kisi omo hwe omo phone so MCR ho a eche se omo mega cash no mpedwete no Kofi Olajan kudi asema bronika na wa fe ne se na bibie tumi akonkanti for hwawram na was wait me de bi kai say a comma above 18 years for saso na NLA e de almost stamp sisu team a me pacho akwenje wo ma bibia betumi akọ enkan sa anti for hura mage cash ni mo na bibia ntumi nkonkan na bibia enhye emfe mausa Baby adri de ye besan atoa dwumedie no so ma bibia etumi akọ enkan anti bibia wo bia no memfa wonsa enka fidie no ma enkoso na enda heya na bibia entumi enko enkan ma na closak obi beka se closak ensensem ye hwa na se Ghana adwumayfo edinsem bi abetudwa na ye ka closak a endwuma a ehye eye closak ase na ye di egu ho no office of the head of civil service anti anona edaso public service commission PSC so na Ghana statistical service controller and accountant general's department registrar general department Ghana immigration service Ghana revenue authority Ghana audit service anti we mu nya ye ndwuma mo hye closak ase we mu na omo se nde omo hye omo strike na se no yenko etire na ndwuma no so a ewo ho no so yemfa embre nti eye ndwuma ku ahro wa yeti closer ko mo hyase eno na edaso no eye attorney general's department eye surveyor and mapping division saso na department of social welfare birth and death eye registry labor department national disaster management organization NADMO and kanana ye mami anicha di so ho saso na community development department and sana department of federal roads anti ekukudami obiti closer ka me pacho nyumaku na omoshe closer ka se no eno department of na abegoso anti office of the head of civil service so public service commission Ghana statistical service controller and accountant general's department registrar general's department Ghana immigration service Ghana revenue authority Ghana audit service nyumaku omosha se no sa nyumaku no mo so mo ntiase say his excellency John Dramani Mahama appointed Mr. Samuel Adumbotwe nti mo so mo ntiase nti nei mo ko strike nti yeti closer ka ensem bebram penifo na ka yeti mo ho asam mo ka ne bebrebe opani a ye friend no Dr. Isaac Bampo Ado omu na kasa se ndeno strike ne baso no sa ndwuma yo nti ndwuma kuo ya wo employ nipa be 70,000 no omo se owura Samuel Adumbo 20 omo ntiase ya mpamono ya ma dada na ansan ya ma enyade a omo kwa adwumanti Ghana workers be 70,000 omo hye sa ndwuma kuase na omo se omo kọ strike no nti emrepam ne ebedi omo ho nkomo imom yehu eye enumako no omohyase no enti bebre na nkasa na yedi hu nkomo a moso mehu ma memfa nchia kese ma eye nana kwame mate se mo screen kese power eye mago so for regional capital mo hwebi nana kwame eye barbering salon woni soldiers no eye soldier ne buju ansana ma me se wo mo ichicha mo nkoso hwe na muntie eye TVXYZ ne power 97.9 FM. Yeah, to us and some so yeah, a closer can semi na a minister in charge of government communication, Felix Ofosukwache. Why explaining a church room decision in here? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on him for President Papa B or research on my Ghana Magani to me sina quine so come no sent in here or appointed Mr. Samuel Adumbo Cheno or Denina to Jamapese Beko. Neakoresaka some for Felix Ofosukwache. say ɔde to dwa ɛfa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama decision nti a ɛma ɔfa Mr. Samuel Adombotwe sɛ ɔnhwɛ ɛyɛ birth and death.
So there are concerns that the seeming entrenched position taken by CLOCSAG could lead to a full-blown strike. I'm curious to find out if government has made any overtures to CLOCSAG in an attempt to negotiate and agree with them that, okay, although this is the claim you're making, and you also insisting that this appointment was made in accordance with the law, would you find a middle ground so that strike?
Max, I can confirm that at the very highest levels of government, there has been engagement between CLOCSAG and government. And as I indicated, CLOCSAG says that a certain action should be taken. But government has to act on the basis of law. So we inquired as to what the premise for that demand is. If you are saying that a position should go to a civil servant, show us the basis for that position. They have been unable to show it. I have showed you the law and specific provisions, and you would all agree with me. Even if you have doubts about what I'm reading, you can dig up the law yourselves and read for yourself. Read section 2 of Act 1027, the Registration of Births and Deaths Act, and satisfy yourself as to who has the authority to make the appointment. And second, whether or not the law says anywhere that the position of the Registrar of the Births and Deaths Registry should be held by a civil servant. These, for me, are the issues at play. And to the extent that government has acted lawfully, regularly, and in accordance with the Constitution, I don't see why there should be an entrenched position on the matter. We certainly have not taken an entrenched position. We cannot act illegally simply because a section of our population, in this instance, Ghanaian workers, demand that we do. I don't think that it is fair to the people of Ghana, whose taxes are used to pay civil servants, those who work in CLOCSAG, just like myself, the president, or everybody else who works within the public and civil service. You cannot take such a position, which is unfair to them, when the facts are very clear, the laws are very, very clear. If it was a case that government was violating the law, then you would have a basis. As I said, I'm aware that they went to court under the previous government. There's yet to be a determination on the matter. So if the matter has not been determined, there's no judicial pronouncement saying that the position of the law is wrong or what the president has done is wrong. I don't see why entrenched positions should be taken. I don't see why a nationwide strike should be declared.
Minister in charge of communication at the presidency, Honorable Felix Kwachio Fosu, and yet in explanation or sentintia, Emma Birth and Death Registry, or Mr. Samuel, Adom Butri, Ekotoha, make us say, garnered my for close actitude, almost say Omontia Sieno, and Yehu Yeno, and he says Yano, and Yadia Sapa Nombe in a few, garnered my for Montemohasi, Namuntuinko and Koyejuma, na asomdwe entumembra na bibia entumi enkonkan enada so ye hwa na beto mu se eye Koforidua High Court no so abetom se contempt ache eye Akotia Member of Parliament eye Ernest Yakumi Akotia Member of Parliament entumi ka say arrest warrant the man so mo hwenkwache papa no eno na minority e Parliament omo so beye eye press conference eye omo ankasa leader eye Alexander Afenyon Markin. Or didn't say me betu just say, and ya de omweni je ho, o share a verdict fee a Koforidua High Court aban omweni je ho. And so on may any day, now more share a cooperatima bibia etumi akonkan. Menko na enko minority no mo nsem omudi tu dua wo endra ebedo just say, owura ye friend Ernest Yakumi Akotia MP ne ho aka no monfa warrant enko channel enyere no mra.
The court ruling and the orders of the court. The lawyers are going to brief the caucus and we will come out with our position on the matter. Meanwhile, I'm sure all necessary steps will be taken to ensure that our colleague is law-abiding and ensure that the right thing is done. But we have to say that we are dissatisfied with the approach, and we think that he has been treated unfairly. We would come out fully with our position when we receive full briefing.
Enti Alexander Afenyo na yetene nkano, leader of the minority group parliament, the 9 parliaments na ete nkano, says I'm say leader Emre. Na Emre ebeka aka ye ho a esa semi majority for no frey abra na new parliament, the 9 parliament ye bia no eka say papa ni kwan so ura chamber ho afenyo mark is mebebe bia no minority no ye besom na eno na asam abe eba ye na afenyo na no den make say awadwo boga ye Emre ose meti bia no ebehwe Emre na ebefi Koforidua high court aba no no mai no pepepe omde omunua no beko no wan kwa de beyire no no mu se no endo wa mbahwe bia no wo chamber ho no wo chamber we chi de hwe na nwem wadane vanishing man wa yire fi chamber ho next yaw kumi akotiafo asem no wo Koforidua high court nti says ya de medri dem say ye nua no friend ho empia hwen ye yi o mekokọ no ha adwene yi papa na ye mfi ho Eastern region ho na nkasa ifi akotia na ye kọ minority chief whip ye friend anodompre nchemoni ma anodompre make us say so a demonstration change pa akoso won sa wo medredre chere say anodompre so mo ntia ase ono so wo parliament because ye ntia anodompre so no so ni case nsem bebre wo ho a na nye se ntura parliament ntinde change demonstration akoso wo nsawom amo chere say youth na say Run out on press no so nsem ho nti ontumi frɛ no ho minority chief whip moma enkohwɛ ento sukoko a nsawom youth no etoye
nyina ne sɛ election a yɛkɔɔ 2024 no eniama bi kɔ so a yɛni anje ho but still no yɛhu sɛ yɛmpanyimfoɔ no yɛnte hwee esan sɛ yɛto aba no wie to aba no 7 December adeɛ kyɛn na yɛ on the 8 December Honorable Frank Anodompre ebo obi tuo ewo constituency mu ewo election ni mu besin ne yente ho hwe apolisifoɔ nso aye din ɔmo nka ho hwe enkyerɛ yɛ enti mabunu yɛ wɔ nsɛm ma dɔgye constituency no ye bisa sɛ saa nsɛm no akosi sɛn anaasɛ ɔmo gyae ma Honorable Frank Anodompre wafa ne ho adi ana de ato so biem election na yɛ kɔɔ yɛ no yenim sɛ Honorable Selom ɛna wini aba no but besin ne asɛ aba no ɔmo yɛ no kokwasa ye hu ne yɛ kɔ so yate sɛ yɛ sɛ asɛm no wɔ court court na nyene
Inti ensawom youth ni be omo edejiri ensawom constituency ni mu na omo tre niema akoso omo nti ase because omo nim se owura Anodompre ne nsem se ono kaso ye MP de man sawom fo no wo court nti omo nti omo ho ase se ba ne se ne papa tumi kopie mo parliament osan kra tumi fa table appointment committee di siso ewro table omo de ye vetting ni ade hwe Madam Anita di so na oni Ghana na mesi wo wechi no mem se di no hu wo ba nti Anodompre ono wadan se war leader se den ye suspend no kra na cheopa wa ye we wan kasa sana wa kra no won ba na ye kan de ma se wedi nkunim na asem ho kwahye mark ho nso Anodompre atumi akwaye minority chief whip nti sesi ade ato Ernest yaw comedian hra na Anodompre so also a beto and we you to say man to amount omunim sentinti a wonya abotre masem no quarter wo from ho MP enti nsem ni na no na so ye de be mamo medika ka kire mo say na ekukudam pa ye kwa ekukudama ye hwe TV so ye hwe radio so am penifo we ye ka communication mo di makotena che titi when this amaye kum ye wo ye mame Madam Anita di so wa ha former vice chair person and sana women organizer former de ma endis amayeko sa so na uncle Joseph Kobna Adikoka ono se former Greater Accra regional chairman de ma endis amayeko ekuku da me na me no mo bedi djuma wo efidikesi so TVXYZ and power 97.9 FM so beba cho me mama kwa ba yo angade baby if ye
Ebakan de kitem
yekite mo ha yo ya ma me Anita de so ma akwaba ye no wa ha na eti na ye hwema bibinti na ho hia pa so nti ma wutia o na nchi kakra nyame adom nyame no akwa bedu asom ye bebi ofie boko
ba me post na ya no what so one for national women organization national vice national deputy propaganda
me do me
taking member positions
are former deputy CEO
Nadmo entia mo fanso so na mo yizi eguncha na
de nyina no e na nkrade me de only great olympics na be kan only that
no mo mbesi free no mo hu
kukudam pana de ye no mo ehie me pacho ex na choro me no water mo ma bimbra na nkrade ne ye mame Anita de so enye bi enum kama sa nyame adom enkunimde a yehwehwe na ba aban na hyase eye appointment kama boso mu wachiri mpanimfo ba ekonyina mu osemutumofo minim se bi mu beji advice efim ho a bibia so ekoyie papa nti say hasudin TVXYZ ne radio Power FM de enemo a nyame adom ye ni so mugosu a mo ye maye mo babetu yefo mo ma communication mpanimfo na ikasense mpanimfo ni nti obi ehu mo TV so a na we stay glued to the set say obitima ekukudam no wo edemaye ye beda ase papa say mo so mo beboa ma yetumi a reset o man Ghana na bibia etumi akonkan nti ma me sha so okay mamisha so okay ankrade so ankrade baby ofi we di kan amaye hu na what is in the Ghana my for closer for no mo say almost strike no o ma sha say omo nsem ni na na say administrator no wo birth and death registry no ye ni fi wa ye de Mr. Samuel Adumbo Twebeto and I say ene no be share no mo ntiase say you need the enche sa banje no huntim na oma papa no kwan na nche papa ni ye adwuma nti sa de nti make say omo say omo ko strike a sha say the 70,000 workers na omo ko na ndeso asem dom abane say minimum wages you increasing by 10%. It might force at today but sanse mi no mo nhwe hu say strike an no meko yen sha so ho
anyway me chia my sister mu na che me sister de me na bobra pa
easy
okakwe de okakwe central da okakwe north ya bobra ho pa nende ebe shia wa he me na akwa ba o say
NDC so mudi makwete
NDC
kudampa
NDC asam
ya na yeshia mo
NDC asam ya kan de ye Anita ne oni Madam Chavez oni Madam Chavez oni Madam Chavez wana
ya nye mama benyo
omuni mba
constituency na mama fi Gomwa West
enyo omuni si ebo NDC mba wo bo Anita de Souza na wo bo Chavez na we say yes so omo the same height
nyame mfa ne crazy oh my
it's a summer back
okay
closer I'm say asamindra ofosukwachi obekoti lobby mbram say 2 article 253 BB Sami Wefre how the president appoint this is related to deaths and births. Into Mbrana the way a president or appointee chief executive for a one black and white. Because that for normally I was a civil servant. Na appointee. Mbrana yabaka chere hendra. Mbrebe and you say I was say we are civil servant. And sana ya mao. Yeah, your chief executive of Closer. Secondly, almost Bakwana ya appointed no, or you're politically exposed. Into yes, only qualification. No, or you're politically exposed. Hey, let me see our Chroma. Electoral commissioner. Electoral commissioner.
Apia Henny.
The close up for no. Time I appointed Apiahini in a doctor, deputy Bossman.
No, a test con for patron or University of Ghana.
On him say more politically exposed. I mean, sometimes hypocrisy. I Ghana.
Okay.
Hypocrisy. And I at it. Today is black, tomorrow is red. I at it. President, on from in Brebiaso. The president has done nothing wrong. The Pakwana ya appoint to know whether it's politically exposed. Law na idea appointment. There's no ink. Woman can say the person must not be politically exposed. The closer executive secretary Otuaba. Otuaba. Until Otuaba no, their party no Otuaba. And they are politically exposed. Sometimes you know me what Ghana I say either he is a typical MPP near Afene now by Efi power no person or more destabilize. Look, President Mahama has been powerful only 44 days. Now must work on strike 44 days. And yes sir, BBI is on toward or appointing one person to be chief executive of BEFS and BEFS registry. I don't know who parliament to cry. See BEFS certificate in here. And now we are free. And see parliament. Let me say Supreme Court. Almost certificate here.
Yes.
In terms of me, come on, go to BEFS. You're going because certificate here. Supreme Court and I pronounce certificate here. Well. Honestly, the strike is uncalled for, and those staff are more getting involved. No, I would say shame unto them. Shame unto them.
No one yarding.
I'm call strike. No, they should go and vote. The membership should go and vote for a strike action. And I say more executive can say more call strike and more sorry I call strike. You should go and vote. You should go and ask the people on the because most of the other there's another group almost they don't support the strike. So there's a division. So you should go and cast ballot to determine say the people want to go and the excuse you must have a cogent excuse. But this is flimsy. This excuse is flimsy. It's flimsy. If I appoint to best registrant. What is it? MDs and people. Everybody in this country is politically exposed. There's nobody in this country only politically exposed. Electoral Commission Kotuaba only politically exposed. So if you are going to go on that line now, nobody will get appointment in this country. So as you go on that tangent, Ghana. The Constitution, you say before. You should show your political colors. Okay, now President Tusa OD Ghana so is not politically exposed. Mahama is not politically exposed. Donusu doesn't qualify to be president. I mean, this is flimsy. It's a flimsy excuse that any Obia not dream with or not dream down or behave this way. And the man is clearly MPP. MPP is out of government, and they should stay focused and let this country develop. But I mean, because somebody has been appointed chief executive, the whole country must come to a standstill. Now, what the Obe chair president Kofa Obe Yisa or no Bobo. Who told you that? If his list is watching us, who told him that, sir? Bampono. Who told him that he would tell the president whom he should appoint? What will he be that? Have you heard this before? When? And the president can say, if president accedes to their concern, next person, we continue changing. I mean, what kind of country is this? Why not to say Ghana? another country about now the president to say I've sacked you or the must shut it down union.
This is what the president have to do.
Over 70,000.
What countries we should go home and employ new people? I'm on for page my close any papa there.
Next there.
What are you talking about? Civil servant on there. Before first Timbuktu say yeah, but I know that civil service war. You ask me. People get position, they come and throw their weight around, and we all sit and we clap about it. If I was the president, I'll go and change all the locks. Those offices.
And I want to say leadership in a person much so yes Juma ama members and minority
oh my friend if you ignore these people they are not what
are possible say between me
what does he
striking into
listen what does he offer to our economy Closak? What do they offer? What's their productivity?
They have to take us.
Office
we should pick.
Office when you go to the office they are sleeping. Sensible service no clerk ada messenger ada typist ada these days IT about anka you be sure you use IT this technology and sack all of them. Why 44 days in government 44 daget
Andrew baby
I feel no today they know in the first cabinet
meeting
I feel quite no budget budget. Now you come and say because they are appointing one person, you are going on strike. And look, if okay, better Anka NDC for
political motivated.
Yes. Okay, I say labor union. Omuka say demonstration strike for Galamsey. This was the guy.
They say
who brought letter that they are no more going to the strike or the letter this same guy this same Bampo guy this same guy MPP die in the wool MPP on only political coalition only be
10 a salary increasing by 10% here by or come on sign or not was sign
and no one cost strike is on side. No cost strike on side. Also cost strike or strike on side.
Dr. Isaac Bampo.
Look at that.
Oh, the
from full amount of Ghana. Hypocrisy. Baby, you have to reset this country, and we don't put our foot down. That's what Kwame Nkrumah Maka we or China baby or done preventive detention camp. And no work or two. No why you free. Why are you disturbing us? 44 days. I feel Papa or he's finding his feet. I feel no
baby
and also because one person ya point to 17 workers so.
Almost
we must be hard in if you are not hard in this country. Anyway.
Okay, Uncle Adikoka native submission. Mamenko, Madam Anita de so. What up, Yentio?
Meda Sibebre, some mamma me, Aquanian, and Meda Yamiasi. Say what the Marco de Mabasum.
Amen.
Prayer warriors, so ye damase Muslim Christians, because a corner ye call and a nanya conquetwa. Say. Empire bo na ba ko ya memu anke nru pempenso aye do
eno crepa
ene bi sun see da over 180 plus e bi sentini e kan se de nyame ase da ala ase se we hu Ghana mobo ti me prayer warriors so no nyame nsura omo ala nsura omo se for 4 good years ye tumi agina mu ene ye besan agina mu asa
amen
akosi pempenso aye betumi ya hu odin ebedru Epa cho bebre o. Wo se MPP for na say den workers no wo mayi wo mu adi nti ye mpam wo mu. Muntumi mpam a momma ho kwan ye sabio se wo mo nye papa ye nso wo mo nye papa bi wo ye party. na we so fa ho ben ye ne ya win elections mebo ene ye se e be appointee e enti na wo be si ye kwan ene wo mu nso mu di na chi wo mu nyina so kofie mepa mo cho JD mepa cho se wo tie mi a mumfa let emra out after 5 days or ama mumpam wo mu nyina ye kra ye hia nkrofo bebre amoaba because ye di ya so omo so a e wasam we hu a won be disturb ye nsa akopem time 4 years and be so let's prove to them say if they are women we have more women, if they are men we have men. Omo boy asum ye bebo omu too because maybe a yedru no a ye ni bere time aden ye ne edi to me na maye na sabio workers na edi wo mo achi no wo mo ye papa de wo mo ye papa anko mo nya ne wo mo ye mo ma wo fie mo ba dwere ho na mo ba ye ba ko ya sa to mo pay mu a efie ebe ye yie no mo se mo ko je de me pa mo champanyimfo no mosquito be yesra mo mfa ayi information na outside mo hwehwe workers ni ehwe so ombe ba na de be on ba bia yaduru no obo wasoma no obo ne mienu
edwuma no over 70,000 workers
yes.
Mo fan to subium na ehwe
I know kofie
of office of the head of civil service public service commission Ghana Statistical Service Controller and Accountant General's Department Registrar General's Department Ghana Immigration Service Ghana Revenue Authority Ghana Audit Service and sana bika ho
enti wo mun kofie because papa ne de JDM na se we na metumi ne na ye adwuma enti wo mun ni right to say wo be
Attorney General's Department Survey and Mapping Division Department of Social Welfare Birth and Death Registry Labor Department National Disaster Management Organization NADMO Community Development Department and sana Department of Federal Roads
me feeling me. These people want to destroy this country. If we are not very careful from A to B before you realize that demonstration in all the regions no more creative problem. I'm a Ghana. But I may no me Rollins akola antiminium ni America.
Yo.
Until was say NDC for sorry CCR. Only Pacross say na say mrane maybe after 5 days no. Wa meduma yenyi wa. Eswa yen clear wo mu nyina because yen mo meditate ma yen ema MPP no mo nhyɛ dem no mo nkasa munye se omo to aba na ma omo do so sen wo mo so why should we waste our time on them? They should give them a time maybe after 5 days or 7 days if you refuse to report away because yan hwɛ ye omo hwe another group be sorry yan hwe another pe nipa ba ko aye ya fa no hwe ne mo ye na do ba ne mo ye no ye kasa ye enti adenti na wo send this for tenase na sa ne ma we ba so mo ntumi nya mo nya ma no ye ma no me ye hey e ma be PS krom ha no mo rebe ho won be so mo create confusion na fe ye be ho no ya say ntokwa bi asi bibi asi na cha say NDC for ba ye no ma be say kro no yankopon for mo bo ne nche wo mo by yempene emma wo be decide my some majority carries the vote and ameboa and a majority ato enti no some mo mpeduma ye kra ye youth ne peduma ye enti ne mo be 1 week ama obi akofie omo fa ye court
your competent youth e wo
you were competent youth me sister me ba na me catch am say me dey say JDM epic youth no say be ya they will learn from us me ream anya ne SDA secondary school form 4 and a Rollins ye nuku a na play ne kwa na misumi pie ne yedi e kire na ye de abeduru abrewa me ko 65 menya akola enti so mo nya interested as omo akọ strike ya mo be 1 week omo refuse to respond to it ne de abase ye pe workers ana meboa ana ne ya fa nkrofo na afa wo mo mayi o madwan na omo nkotene
because Dr. Isaac Bampo Ado onte asem na
ai obi yani afa ye nipa
benefit na kasa
de bi yani afa ye nipa e wo na obe dictate amai
the salary increasing 10%
what sign
but in this
me say eni say ye ma
over 70,000
obe say Anita kai on person o mo sheda di wo betu weni no na bibi yesi na afi ye batofi akwa ye nyankopon ayesom no ma ne maso aden e di esu ba bone no yani ya to aba ma antu bi amayen ni ya dia wo si yi ya fa wo binti munyina mu kofie enti wo ye ni percent 30,000 na 30 over 70,000 because of one person na ne na do be ye no mutumi ko ye na ye tuna tifie no mu 70,000
enti yentumi fa omo ana
bebre
yentumi fa omo ya be ye no de saade we ba afa obehu another program bi a wo be bi ano ma saye afa na che say omo create problem say the Ghana is not safe so people should not go there afa kakran yes enti afa de obehu na nkrofo owram na afa wo mo de bibia besim ye say ekuro no say ni say
distract your mind
yes so let's prove to them na me na nke ade ma to wo ma no a me anita disoso ani ade ma to wo ma no say yansha wo ma anko mbeto mo pay any scientist for mo ma ho kwan a me ne ma be ye demonstration atiamo amore be ho we ye men let's prove to them say in NDC we have women and we have men omuntumi nya adwuma na they should go and sit home we are tired after nkrofo bebre pa adwuma di nipa ba ko nti osimi kofi na omunim no omutue omoka me fa me nkwa me demonstration utina fi
won say enya say etue omoka
eni say etue omoka eni say etue omoka ya fa me na ma wini na me say we na me pe no wo say eni ye nyina ye nkotena fi enti omuntina fi see start recruiting nkrofo ombetu America aba because in politics no sani ema we start pa no hu say wo mo nto wo mo say ye majority ye kofi hwe ne ememu a ye bechi wo mo agum enti di ade ne yenye ye starting create problem ma wo mo say be wo mo nye focus enko hwe ne ema boni ayaye no say ho bekyere enti mum yenye say ye distract wo mo
bibia ne ano ma bi wo ne ni so kana okwan wo kasa obesan ne tira ba we ne ba na 4 years na
ye distract wo mo say be ya o mo ntumi enya hwe na afa ye wo mu a na edi ku bi awura mu kakra na afa ye sise wo mo buwa nyankopɔnti alanti wo mo ntumi nye na me ka kire JDM ye story sesi ya na emra ye mo 1 week omo ama omo nyina anko work enkrofo ko epredwuma si ye saade we ya Ghana fo ebenwane ye mo meditate maye omo wo sika omo ko bi omo shops na omo nye na mo nyina amoko over 70,000 Ghana work. Obi about 44 days. Onyanya nyema nyina enye
2 months.
2 months because of one person. Was immediate me yebu afu ye kwotena fi. Ana emekwa ko pen ma pa ma ya Moda wa munnim no mo person be hama sabio ya nkwa asalam hono no ye de ye hoden ye beka bia ma ye papa ene Ghana say ya santo to me ji asantema ye ma no so be ba kwa je Ghana ato hono mo oba ye na say ni ana mpesa mo frustrate mo say sika nyina ni bibia enso ye nyankopon favor de ama je de enti na grofo ye de eboa anka sabio anka wanka hwa workers no kran ko mo nya pe na mo say mpesa mo disturb no enti no, chairman, former executives. This is the time, and let's also call our people. Myself, after 1 week, let's start recruiting people. Yes, sir. Omo fire kokot. Omo fire kokot. Sakot ni pana ho, ananya ni pana ho. Omo fire kokot. Only 7 days if they refuse to report. Let's start recruiting. We want to be true. Can I make us say, "Minim say nyankopon ti o ma koma ba this how dey ma achakra ebi by Friday to Saturday. On be true America ba. Yenti mo me frustrating yes how. E dey abone ni ayo mahama ayo omode. Mahama ayo omode. Na na do kra sabi o chen 80 years kra no say mo ne try. Ya ne try se kama. Adey.
According to mama kra me hwehwem ni say lady na kra na owura Samo Atubotri Adombotri we place in crowd no civil servant appointment on the question I mean reason why in here
no but Brandon just you must be a civil servant
sana
law no kasa or political correlation Ghana be kofu bi
na Ghana sorry them crabini ho Ghana sorry them crowd will be ebini
asafo crowd political correlation
leadership of closer omo ma ayese omo pay masses and omo penifo bi e no mbetutu woni
No. He's a disgrace to the institution.
Within 2 weeks. What sort of nonsense is this? Sorry,
70,000 workers in the money strike.
You just want to frustrate us. Why?
8 years at no position. 8 good years.
44 days.
44 days.
What's your show?
Bye.
What's your show?
8 years at no position.
me wo mo kra hu hiam ya kan we enko ba bi foforo so mo tie mi ame Anita di so me say wo mo de wo mo pa wo mo ntena fie ni empa nkrofo ni emfa megu wo mo nya adwuma no so
madam ana say wo hwe eye Dr. Isaac eye Bampoado a wo hwe onene closer campaign for mo suro Mr. Samuel Adomotwe na ana say bia mo ne ma bi obeyi o mo to because me dwe ma me I say mo metu mo woni esisa papa no so sa
baby
mommy who say bi papa no bibi won ho o musuro
bibi wo
to obeyi o mo to ana
obeyi wo mo to because bia our information bia emu odru enti papa ya anya bibi a wo beyi ye to ene enso this time ye chewa ye de okọ dem okodem enti wo mu suro enti so mu tie efutu ameka kire omo a omo pese e be che omo atumu a omo nkọ adwuma
enti so
me ma wo omo 1 week
na be adwuma
obeye
onko
enti e ma omo 1 week wo omo ankọ a president start nya dey plan crofo na omo sanfa ye nkọkọ
anya mu nkwa na mo ye Ghana
mo nkwa na mo ye Ghana fo na wo na nado mutumi di we bi ye no na mo di bia be JDM ye te wa bibia se enya hwe hu nyame a wo bi hu
but waka bibi say me gidi say pen for am for na nsi for my hwen ya sa no mbe yo say am sure ta no but 4 days or much as
Ghana reasoners ma me so ono so no no MPP general secretary I say ye necessity
ye necessary I don't know man ka sanchire na nado me de
ye necessary as well
secret amaka kire mo ane say wo mo pese wo mo use wo mo minority no it created tension in this country not true sad tension no na binumu ade we your friend say cool no mo dia bewuram
but when him say we share your better than that wa problems wo ho problems bebre wo ho enti wo hwa ma ekoya ma no wo ho ba ne workers no wonji ni say staff no omo na share because omo to be there what's the problem
omo to be there
omo agigi sika sa wo koso as we you ma
Nicholas
Hey, serious?
What of nonsense is this?
Nicholas.
What have we done to go through all this?
Politics on your office.
No. The appointing authority. On your bonibia.
No. Okay.
That's the bottom line. Says President Mahama a wrong thing. Anka. Ebetina. Ebeka. Yes, bro. Ebeka.
Yes.
You know. Who say it's a president? Adia we. On your bonibia. Indra. You can't first no me confused. Then you be kind law on birth and registered appointment. Sebete fejo se manko school krampa.
Obetias.
Manko school krampa obetias. Ni ma mi owe yesie no kra. Wu ni ba obetias. A simple matter.
What do my germ second?
You have no locus. Absolutely. Whether the person
can you dictate to headman?
Whether the person is
headman. Final say.
Let me see. Electoral commissioner. I was independent referee. Onumpo, we had known MPP members to be members of the electoral commission. And close agufonu omu huda. Anita. So what kind of country are we in?
Seriously, they want to disrupt
what kind of country?
Ankra Madam Anita de so mean say but better than that wow registry wow na sa
na munyi na appointment
and in for department Attorney General's department survey and mapping division departments are whole
how much
over 70,000 workers
what percentage do they add to the economy just obi ewu ya be register
obi anyho mokra ne yakọ kra bi be 6 months ni wakọ wetu osika bi bia
make kra bi na ghost names bi enti yankọhwe ye benya nya be 20,000
enwuma ku ahoro a ye hi omo se mutumi ye adwuma wonya makọ
they should go back to work tomorrow they should go back to work
me say so one more for can not more for
disaster
MPP not more
This is why certain countries know.
Another department register general money on na abobra. Most na ma kofi.
Dey munye din yem publish say ye pe workers na nkrofo mra. Omo na betu America akwala.
But and that fena obusa asemi akoso na munyina close at Bibi kwaso ho me dwen wam
me say omo ye bibi say be a confusion wo be hu no regency bi nso be start na start me na make catch no
mo na mo ana adwa na mo mpenti e bia afono mo ma te say madam manager de so ye mo ntena fie
ye mo ntena fie ye mfa ni pa
competent people need omo wa omo qualify mo betumi aye adwa sa department arena Ghana Immigration Service
na se bi anim
me say
Ghana Revenue Authority
na ni pe book mo nchai wo mo
e be den na agege esika dia wo de no ha wo nti ase
yam pre mo meditate my
department ba ko pe
ayafo obi anya wo na
70 workers hard really hard
ani wa JDM otie yan a we no enya afa ni ebe ye say ye de enya hwe ye hwe yan start see ya because you to nipa bebre pa adwuma ye nti omu ntun at least ye mo started about how many days in
no
started nti na ye Monday ana Thursday mebo acha Monday wo bi a wa ma adwuma bia yan start ni yan register me kura me pa adwuma ye mesoma kwa salai ye de makoho no nti panyini na obeba na me mete ne seat ne so no metumi
omo na edwan ko titi ndi ase na omo we kilo to ade na omo nya hwe
ade episi fo ya mo
na omo kan aban edwan ya nsu anko ko fie nti na omo te wo ye bia boso me so na omo na ye de
do ko office bo na wudu
na 16
obo secretary krabo all money ti so hwe wani mpo
say ya boni bia me ye ready say me ka say oh one ye very sorry ya boni bia wona ye president no so when na metumi ni na ye adwuma wo se sadia mum ye nyina ye nko fie na sabio wo binum so Anita,
does he think that he can challenge the authority of the president? If we start doing this, then it means that the country is collapsing. So be sorry. No,
yes, the
country is collapsing.
Saddam almost started with this.
What elections may vote man? What elections vote man? No, but Nibakwa waiting the whole country. When you're almost 2 point something or votes or something. No, but I say, what plenty obi. Now you disagree.
So we go to work.
And you are the president of this republic.
Maybe me say, Mama,
Munya Dr. Isaac Bampo ya. And then Labor Union Front will share more. Ye can a minimum wage 10% increment not worth risk but why is sad mumma enko hwesa aka sa foni nembra mumma enhwe ye be betwa san komo iso
Comrades, you know we are your natural allies and we've worked together for many years. One thing that is a cardinal principle for us is to tell the truth at all times. We all knew the economy was in crisis, but some of the things I'm discovering myself, I mean, it's been a criminal handling of our economy. And Ghana is a crime scene, actually, because how a government can have been so reckless, I cannot understand. But we're faced with a reality, and our options are very few. We can behave like the ostrich and hide our heads in the sand and let the economy crash. But then what effect would it have on Ghanaian households and everybody? And so I've told him, I said, cut expenditure as much as you like. Even we ourselves in Office of Government Machinery cut as much of our budget as you like, because we all must make those sacrifices. A certain distrust of the political class has arisen, because it's like when everybody else is tightening their belts, the political class is loosening its belts. But I want to assure you that we're all going to tighten our belts, and there will be no wasteful expenditure. It is said that we create and share. And so let's start cooking the meal now, so that we can share when we have created. But right now, the meal is not only insufficient, the cooking pot is even leaking. And so I'll just appeal to you that let's temper our demands for this year. And once we get out of the woods, we've set good targets to bring inflation down so that the cost of everything will come down. We've set targets to grow the economy, to make things better. And when the cake is baked and it's bigger, we'll share bigger. We are proposing an independent emoluments committee that would set the incomes for everybody from the president right down to the ordinary laborer. We are prepared to walk this journey with you, but I just appeal to you that let's reach agreement on this one so that we use this year as the year of correction. And then after we've corrected, we'll see how the economy continues to go. Once the economy moves in the direction that we are all hoping for, we all, if we have an independent emoluments committee, maybe if you suggest 35%, I'll support you because it will affect my pay too.
No. Ora bampo na sheche ho no. One ne mpanimfo na omudi anim se nde labor front de co strike closac nti eno na yeyi no. Sika ne de wakwaje cheche sere one no da no da esi sakore o enim hei. Anyama ne nseda ha na I say African wear no flower woman nti ono no se omunti ase friend Dr. Isaac Bampo Ado no nti ade na oka je ma ndi omodi enimo music increase omani ade ade na ma ekoso omunpese o ma ban no
enya eduma ba 10% ne de
o no mo sresre
okay o ma
ya ndi angrade e conclude e be kan say
ma men kan so na e be ma e de kakra metimi aka ne say sa na e ma wo mo ya nya ade a e be boyi hu da because ye ba bi ye fi no ye hu ni ye do so sin we nti me de me feel say ye government no e de krata beba say within 1 week obi a wan ba bia no wadwuma no is cancelled no do kokota ye wo evidence a ye betumi approve ade nti ayi wo madi because yan stop sade we say ya wo mu hwi another group e be sorry mo market because wo mo hu say awene wo mu ntumi mabiem nti wo mu di wo be nso be frustrate ye na confusion abakro ni mu na afa adwene bi o ma adwene say adwene wo ni na abefam ana nyankopon ami ache wo mo ntem enti ago say NDC so ye sorry ntem
hwemania ma ye dinje ma force say 10% onye de mbiem
e de biem no onye hweka wo mo de agu from 120 to over 800 and something billion and so enam say JDM nyame ehira ni nti wo mo kra de wo mo kana be shoko so mo be san ba say ye twem iti jiwe
no ka say IMF crowd and hwa ye mo mo kwan mo ye adwuma bio be nim kwan be fa so
yes because nkrofo bebre no e do papa no leaders are born and some are made where ye wo no so one may leader what you say enti wo mo mpo but as some are me ka kire ndc fo ne say baako ye ene hia. Let's come together, no matter what, no matter the differences between us, because this is Ghana, and Ghana first before political parties. Nti si ye nyina to make boma ni ye baako a so omo ye billions so kro omo sorry a yen so ye betumi aye den asori by 1% to kwa besinti na sebio JDM ayedin nti me de me ka kire MPP fo ne say e bi ansa papa na oyes ara no ye to pay ni mo wa betra na we e kuro bi a me mo kuro ni de e kuro bi na nka oyes na nka omo de yesiw na nka omo bodua wo ha because one penasem or ka 10% they will fail was ka won rufi what you say intimate public workers ne say mo ni nipa ba ko echi na few group and say wo mo future and wo mo ma future because in Tokwa yes only one
70,000 workers
over 70,000 so one only strength was 70,000 but then you increase the strength anyhow and see the can you say for the sake of the women and the children we want peace to prevail.
Okay.
nti so omo ma yen starting and recruit new people me dey ka
agade e will be kan ho ande
70,000 or more NDC for woman by all means NDC
why not
NDC for no work with your feet
yes
go back to work why buy na aba nti monya NDC for no mo sa institutions in ya go back to work mo kwa the MPP for not nefia any enkrofo abeshim simplicity
eno ano no
meda say nti ye wo madam adinta di so wa hasa so na Joseph Adekoka so wa ha empekuku da me na omodi nkomo wo inside politics jumedie so na make us say the Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center dey dru wan so bi abadwaman so manum bi da menim say wo so anum bi da dia we do yaro nya bi no ma betumi abo ye friend Medimosis Garlic capsules me pa che improve blood circulation and mamboja ni die frusani ye obi ho se mensa na menan aye titriti anansi achemi anansi ne fi hin be che wo onye bi no ma bebo check cholesterol level no niema bi ambo nipade no na san eboa ebusi immune system for general well-being ti se wutie mi a me kanfo Medimosis Garlic capsules e de ama onye bi no ma ebetumi aboa pa enye na wodwaman so pharmacy ni herbal shops ato apete organ heina no kwa wonsebeka bi ye ka Medimosis ya no nim se omo clinical fa no prostate disorders and sana sexual weakness why embre wo mpembema na oba awo ayo problem hypertension and diabetes sciatica typhoid fever malaria fever stroke and now say STIs sexual transmitted infections and sana omo dental clinical omo dentist obon ho body ye papa podru wa every no wo person white na wo se utu wo se wo fele wo se enum dwumedie ni so obetumi edi kama ma bibia etumi akonkan adenta barrier ho wo be hu omo opposite the police station so na AESL building inside Ghana Highways Authority Accra Ministries wa Ajay Kojo opposite school for the deaf and sana Kumasi Ahema Kokoben Santasa Obuase Kwan so wo be hu no ho 0244068447 no ni Medimosis for NDN Komo Power Specialist Herbal Hospital na Medru so Power Specialist Herbal Hospital yare a friend no hepatitis B A C D and E na no de kohwa o mehwe etumi aboa modern your friend Dr. Akosua Eduya obono humbodin ye papa say fatty liver for any chim ho betumi aboa sciatica na say prostate me pa cho won sa na wona na mu abu pen yem krobro ni friend ulcer and say compo na hawa fibroid ni na no obono humbodin we do any chim ho a wonu hoda so do any chim Power Specialist Herbal Hospital he said Dr. Akosua Eduya na doctors on hinebamo omobo omohumbodin ye papa for any chemo hono muntumi mbo Kumasi branch no be hu no Feyase Lake Bosomtwi Road opposite Jesbro filling station wa obe hu omo ho saso na nkran omo kwa benya Pokuase ACP ekwan no so no obe hu omo ho Takrade Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji MA primary school wa so omo ho frefra woni Dr. Ndinkomo was 0244544422 and 0200383831 na woni Dr. Ndinkomo nambo bi o mu ya so ontumi embo say Victory Garlic mixture de yedi hu komo dada wakoma na ebo pepe wonsa na wona na yetitriti eto se bia na woni so aye kusu na woni so chin woduru ho a ometumi abo wo yare ebetumi abo ye boa na moja ni circulate yedi emu mu afuru sane ma bibia etumi ekonkan sa Victory Garlic mixture enya na organ half na nyina wodu wani chemu kan shi kins work about dodo bia opeto no wonse betumi aka saso no betumi afre doctor was 0201293280 and 0242545633 na bibia etumi akọ enkan enti we mu ne aboafo omoboaye made inside politics jumedie ede bro enti bibia wo bia no memfa wonse nke fide no ensem no ha na jano so aso yes ambe office of the special prosecutor and wanted list ebede dwaso ura keno for riata sisi ade abasa o si May month of May nyame ya May na den ebedu na oso wate apoa nsem bi oso obeyi ano no obeba May abeka ho asem ene enkofo a omo ho nsem ebom yehwe obi se Mustafa Amida no so ni din aba ansa na MPP leadership na nkase omo mu din abam nehwe corruption case bi national service ghost names over 81,000 no so mun sensem bebrea no so aba yensha se Ankara de Kuka corruption cases in the OSP in Semi.
OSP in Semi, yeah,
SML.
Yeah, flog ya. Flog ya. Because I dead news. Na also beba me.
Also me.
Okay, ya
mepa.
Ya tunzo me dente.
Any entry. And kwana yesi finya me ho.
January, February, March, April, May. May into 3 months.
2 months na dante.
Oba. Na some dey.
Fantin wo kasa bi o say dream you born to you.
Mo bedem bia na some.
Mo ti bi o baba.
No call we ibu. 58 million US dollars. You be kan no was.
Cathedral SM.
You be kan no was.
Be kan some bebre na.
Ambulance you be kan no was.
Wonder for one no boom.
Ade amanfo omo we free. Opa the Minister of Finance. The first Euro bond there was some 3 or 4 5% bia. You huni pa kra on
ho. Papa. Say in kofu bebre we free.
Ne sa asem so say ye gboesu. Because aska no ye betu Ghana buy betua. Nti o say who took that
mafia tax no here na
fa. You know, baby. Na ada mizi yo pa. Yeah, also oya. Na or the letter. Bay. The letter was generic. Initially also indefinite. No video on there yet or into wanted list also. But go to Salome. I know maybe what Ghana for. Sometimes you can't na yemeya.
The late Victor Salome.
The Salome. And so a deputy finance minister.
Yes.
No one on here or Yari. Yes, Yarishano. He voluntarily came to Ghana. Odu Kotoka Airport, o see if he play no pet. Then they are called for Tunisa. And call airport police station.
Yes. Oh.
And call within 2 months, no, you jail no. Or Yari, then that is a Professor Boati. So, just obey issue letter. Say, Papa no come on near no casa no ye. Why? Professor Boati, my pepe, on the doing impa. Chachuchi kata. You see what causes financial loss. Or the Sika Akoya farms. Because of that, no, you jail no.
I saw them na quiet.
I saw them po. Or Yari, a new crow, Kolibunu. And Pana orders no. At the chain. At 29. Chachu at the chain. No asthma. At the chain in at the 29. There are a lot of people. Omudomu ya Ghana for. Omu ya Ghana for. So what are we doing to ourselves? I see 2 legs bad, 4 legs good. Anasa. Anasa. Intimidia. Obeba made obeba. Nkunta ande obebu. Matisse former president Akufo-Addo oseni appointee senior obi atina Ghana no bon konte asam papa so waka
ndra say obi unveil no ho for accountability ye invite wa sana na do aka so se mama obi anko be bia
OSP omoye mbra no omoye OSP no say omode be anti and this for na yeminchade omoye say OSP no omanu tenure of office abembia about to me need into na ho captain ma the time so say or the ofini position nti abaye debate no e de bobo aba ana sabia
Janet.
We yen say ya high ho bia yetwe made the nature bia baba sisia eba mo enyema wom no If it's clean, assembly annual, we are a law-abiding country. You walk away. But Nkote was say Obumaya and the Zankote and also Obu because a month for Bubida. Pepra, a friend said Adams. Okay, Adams, Sipayanki. I can give you a whole list of people. I saw Omukoye Jomwa in here. They ended up in prison. Oh, until I hear something new. That people should be worried about. Say, hey, I hear witch hunting. No, I hear witch hunting. Yeah, be that. I'm on for Pepra prison. A whole finance minister. Okay, okay. Kwame Pepra. Okay, Omukoye rice. Aveyime rice. Okay, I'm on for prison. And I'm
Mekaipa.
I do was some more journalist. Sometimes also more memory lay. Oh, no more ye can Crawford or Monty. It's a car, and so and this for a witch hunting. But I no more Esida.
Kofoba, Sani,
if you may see a Kufoba no fast track.
Oh, yes.
Fast track.
Gloria Kufuna.
Whoa, it's what are we doing?
I said Gloria Kufu. Yeah, no, command.
Oh, Bibia Esida. Into Omunya Butre. Nobody is witch hunting anybody. But a wake up call for every appointee since here President Mahama Afao. A wake up call. When you go, you are going to serve the people. Who serve people are who's a woman unsabeka legitimately, so that if you are born you should be able to sleep peacefully. Yeah, there was a situation here. Helicopters now, police helicopters.
Yes,
police helicopters. Two are yet you manufactured in 1974.
No, so Dr. Mahmoud Baugan and head of police.
2023. 1974, 50 years.
50 years.
My sister Nimba no woman. I can come over the 50 years.
Can you know 40 plus?
But they see what
you don't know manufacture plane.
Helicopter. Yakoto na boarding say almost 50 years. Na ye helicopter. Na ye plenty one that betray. Say Ghana police for me who grab you.
Fly.
What they betray criminals na we between criminals.
And no fa point me ejuma. Because only lighter or the bed man.
MPP fire boni o. Ghana.
Into omunya butre.
Ombeko wilderness ba.
Omunya butre. No ma be baba no. Omunya butre. Nobody is. It is for the good of Ghana, so that anybody who takes appointment will know that there will always be a day of reckoning.
No SP when ejuma sem I say buy you penimphobia kweku ansasare mo ebeka said the dada fi no beka omo bon kwa do bi see scrap in office no kra fi
yes scrap office
obi antimi
yes scrap office bia ni na ka ho Britain amanonie
UK
we are MP and a minister na okofa tube na tube ye £5 na ogobu ko say ye £10 £5 can na we no you lose your job you lose and MPs prime ministers am going lose your seat am going lose because of just falsifying receipt.
China crowd dey be kum.
I want you. It's here OSP no. When you say mo ejuma koba ubreye.
The first name say the previous governor no wakana she. Because papa no osi sir he started investigating it, but there was pressure on him to stop. So he had the MDC by Yano. He has been doing it already. Also, evidence go on the bar and a best assembly. It's a creature of the Constitution. OSP is a creature of the Constitution.
So why should we scrap it? So why is there who scrap it Yoko? Why is there who scrap it Shraj? Why is there? They are all part of the institution to stop corruption. Until there's no need. All that you need to do is when they give you a position, make sure you go and do your work diligently. That's all. As I know, who we are, I got now, baby. Ghanaians will applaud you. Kwame Nkrumah, ubet my chairman, Kwame Nkrumah fee. Kwame Nkrumah ubet my chairman fee.
My name is Fee on Cran.
Ubeboni Braye. Until all committee of inquiries, nobody came to say that Kwame Nkrumah or the size Kekusia and then why away and and then that's it. Up to now, he's an icon of the century.
Africa.
Africa. It was a problem. That was a problem.
Okay.
Problem here, no, meaning. About me, right. Then you know, I mean, we say, Oba, you for television, so. Obia, you them, Obia Ghanaians will be the judge. After all, here we are the sovereign people. You bet judge now. Friends, cathedral 58 with a bunkun tema. We then a coha. The way they catch a not say $58 million no. To block Baku.
Oh, but 58 million then. 58
million. Block
dollars. Nti we scan we
to block
a fish pond no
to block here utuye na utuye scan dem bra ema to me say the parliament the parliament nti see causing financial law no and this na ye no e di jeli and this for
asem no kwa mwanya time twhwemu yi
the jeli yes kofu excursion botomu ese sika no say fakoto cement no this can koto block. No, it's a block, cement there block. But it's a koto cement, no koto block. What causes the financial loss? Simplicity.
Madam Crowdy Cookas, remember Madam Anita de Soso, my into.
That's it. Many as a net or someone may beck.
Uncle Espinana, all can we areas.
My men 5 weeks to a media cacra made to me, I can say, Yan Anna, Minia. Yantana ho because na me knew but me hu say ya hemfo no nyina ba bonten sansam na oni pakro kan ye no wanyi ne hu adia na bibi ye na ene na sefo a mo anwrafo di
sisubiom
me saka biem mia wo hwawo oba mie nwuro kaka mie nwuro ya anwrafo mpe o mo ho asem o na mo di asem to ye so ana obe kan ye nimu a ye no wa asem me pa chow MP kro no kan sa asem na ebesi ne afenyu markets wo wo mo gina wachi pe o se hen wo nchem wo na so ye se wo ya anwrani wo fa ya anwrani o se 100% na wo ya anwrani o
ase nefa ne papa ye
ye di ajade enti wo ya anwrani
is true
yo enti ne nkofo na kan sa asem no wo ma mpia o se na nananom sorry you edi anwrafo ye mpe ye nwa asem o obi anko kan be kan yen sa anyum bi no
media me ho
etu ni pakro ni pia bonten na be pa atwo
yo
enya sa eto wa beto wasefo nyina o because Rollins ne more tutu ni niam ofam no mo ahu ahu yan hwe leaders ben e ba Ghana ha watumi atena so achesa anko yobi ananim enya nyamwa anka nkrofo kratu ne kotoro baby na se sabio mo fi se mo wa no mo wotumi nti no mo ka sasam kakraka wei aka kire ne ba besi na yenya hu ba minim se ye hu a
ye nananom ombehu to omuhu na wo na wasefo hye a mo obi a mekasa anwonafo to nipa kro mpe ne ho asem a ompie no meya amane ye nja no mane nya den e mane nko ya anwonafo ye mpentokwa ba wonde ntokwa befuru yen ya na afenyo eye menwanwa because na chi se me hwe video no ba me oni pakro no wo wachi
more than anything
ama wo dan wuchi ama wo wachi na wo yes
o ye ne se che nipa ninja mo ye
yo enti adenti na yes enti
no
adenti no onpeso obeka no yes re no ne fa free anwona ne fa ye mfante ye mpe problem o meka no kore ne nya den enkyere yin eduru mre bi no o ma anka na wo mo a wo mo nim na niema bi fifa wo mo so na niema bi totototo wo ma mo obi amekasa anwrafo de saa ye mpa asamuti ye kuro mo kwa wa de da ho a obi emfa because wo kofa wa fa de enti no so mo refi a Anita mese ye mpa asamu ni pakra wo ye no afa kwa kompanyimfo ho manka ne yi na odi we aba na ne ye se wo bebie wa no akasa na Rollins na wo mu kunkun na se ni se no me fi se enya ade a ye bema ehun kwan ama enkrofo abefa anwrafo anim e de aye ade foforo ena ni o mo kasa o kan ye no ono onya akan ebi ano ye not no so ya akan ye nyina ye Ghanaians into onye bold enough no mpempanyimfo nkopa acho na bibia atonye dey bibia tuntwa because empese tribal yibia beba abesei Ghana ama niema eni se eba no eso eye den eso ba katranso American kire ye NDC fo ne se nyame adoma fe na mpanyimfo no ye den totototo niema nti wo munya abotre kakra enye den emma yen because America to we JDM montumi nya niema ni nyina nti na fe na wo pepe wo mo mbe leaders on betumi ahwe niema bi so nti mesre mo mama makoma enye den emra fom ni nyina ye mompa ye mama Ghana ena NDC se be ye betumi aye den akoyenim because wohwe eka bebrede na se JDM nyankopon tumi ma aboa no ma ni tumi ka so to pay mu 10% se na ehu ana
yes ehu pa no ma na ye na ehu
ni o ma na ye na nso otumi ka se metu pay mu
that time yesika semo
ye ene sa na ye ma nti ye be stress ye nyina ye nkoso ne emfa odo ene baako eye se be ya ye betumi atena so aye den ache because me say MPP fo ni bi kura say e be 30 years person motena wilderness because o mon leaders
abi maji atomo ho
ebi no maji atom nti ye ndise fo nso mesre ye nye ade a ebe den ebe boa Ghana first
and so mama ye din na ye hwe eye bond holders eye sika otu ama ye pen for man na do ni kind of reactor ye why ade nti o experience 70 bikana
me de kakra metimi aka kire NDC fo ne say ya ba power eno nche say enya ne ma emfata e wo say ye ne etene wonim sa de na enya enye se eya eye ye NDC fo nso ye ni mrade ne ewo bia ye ni so ti wo a waba mu abaye wa adwene say within 4 years ubesi abronsan ubesi we no ho be kire nti emede se JDM so obi am declare ne asset se be ya ekina bi no ebetumi anya bibi ayeden agina eso nti media for nso edamase titu ayemo and I hope says ya we ne mumu bi be kwa brochira ba we group we ba on kan me ya meja
ameno no ha me twa ameno
group we ba mo sere me group we kwa no ko ebi ana wa mo ye lectures bi ana se bibi sa na de wakwa aba onka ho
wo be ba
na aba na another group
ebi so ko na bi ankwa ne ye be obodede
na mabodede what you say enti I hope say ye nua panyin so be hwesa de na panyimfo so media for na ehia ye no mu di ye chi no e wo se ye nso ye bibi ye den e hye wo mu animunya me ma dwen
na asema je me kan ye e fa na 10% in hunsemi or chesa once the economy improves
yes
obetua or the be back grama enije etubia ba wa sure workers
yes so a good leader and wonim ne won anim
so bampo so ntiase
there be so no ntiase enyo na DJ DM ba
yanko enime
yankopon na de na ba ɛna wɔse matum 10% but kwan ne sɛ bia mɛsan ma mo more than that ɔhu sɛ obiara ne ne hyɛbrɛ o ɛbɛ nwanwa saa yɛ sɛ kura no ekuro bi so ɔmo ayɛ ready sɛ ɔmo bɛboa yɛn sɛ bɛyɛ Ghana bɛyɛ den ɛbɛkɔ n'anim a wɔn gye hwee ɛmfiri wo ho mbakyɛ so ate ase sɛ me de kakra metumi aka sɛ Nyankopɔn ala ɔnom JDM ɛne yɛ maame nana ɔno nso na yɛ ɔba first one a wo bedi yɛ nim ntimi fans after yɛ asanto a yɛ maame yɛ asanto a ɔba ayɛ prof nso na asan bedi yɛ nim nti ɛda JDM ase afei so yɛsrɛ Ghana for yɛnya abotre ɛma yɛ mpanyimfo no sɛ bɛyɛ wɔn betumi atoto anamo ɛne yie ama biribi ayɛ den ayɛ kama mpanyimfo no so munim sɛ asɛm bi wɔ hɔ na wɔsɛ moma yɛ supporters ne tia na mama wɔn ate dansa mu de besie ama MPP foɔ adane asɛm no wobɛhu sɛ na ama yɛ nkwalaa no wɔn bu afu nti kakra metumi
agade yɛnhwɛ ma te sɛ ma madam Anita de so akan ɛyɛ minimum anaasɛ wage demands for 2025 JM abone home modern wo hwɛ ma economy atete apansam nneɛma gye egu ya with me increasing by 10% na wa hyɛ bɔ sɛ nneɛma improve ye betumi ate asɛm debut then obeka che Ghana adwumayɛfo menim sɛ asɔdenfo but ma wakan kra no wa so do so we ehye nkran so wani wu na wo ka say ye strike ne meka ho
nkrofo kra adwuma
let me say 44 days abaya it takes something about 3 to 6 7 months before
what set
with Johnny now so na ade den say obi a why e bi da oh it's experience no yento experience is not bought until obi a why e bi da where the president da why got no fear for 8 years
assemblyman
oh into he knows what I have to can say I have in the obedience no no only driving that
okay
yes
oh so on him say to reset this country workers must get enough salary at least working salary obetum or the be ahwehwe na utum hwehwe ubenya hode no abeye adwuma no say we comedies let's say to me normal sisa libe come every serious Ghanaian worker also appreciate it anything they catch also appreciate it
okay
so ko bi so papa say dad koto shirt mami now when two man to shirt but all the singlet bi abama o we are in shisha say but all the shirt no obitum ato ama what I say so for 44 this has never happened for 44 days and then me obi one of your sister station or say a honeymoon into oye no ma ebema into farmer no listen look
kofu ni biana
listen look the man said within 14 days I will name my cabinet
and he has done it.
He said I will only have 60 ministers in both regional both deputy why 56 aka 4
obi ni yem
I say I'm going to have an economic dialogue. I said to I'm on deadline. One can say the whole year. I'm on deadline. Education. I'm on deadline. Because when those policies come, before any budget, you'll be in a position to add and implement them.
Yes, it's true.
We are resetting the country. So that is the more reason why this cross-out strike, to me and Anita, me honestly, I am so angry. Why can we do this? I mean, not Ghanaians. Ghana are sinking. Haircuts among for people sat on the rain. This Foyata didn't have the empathy empathy to pay them. Pay aba. At least, when you scawo, say, bet you amo. So that at least as soon you can grab a fee. What else we want? I need that kind. Leaders are born. So you look at Kwame Nkrumah. When Kwame Nkrumah came in, he said, I'm going to reset Ghana.
Papa you free ni kurom kwotena baby.
Inti Nicholas. For 44 days, what President Mahama has done, Yabasa show history. Since ya ono kasa posterity will judge him. The posterity no who has a posterity judge you. But alive no posterity no judge no.
Oshe President Mahama ne cabinet or share hobo krana omoye 19 na finance minister Dr. Atoforson Sasona onono in charge of finance Sasona in charge of interior Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak Saso health Kobnamenta Kano difference Edward Kofi Omane Boama Attorney General and Minister for Justice Dominic Ayeni Saso na Minister for Energy and Green Transition and also John Abdullah Jenapo and San Education Haruna Idrusu Trade Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare Lands and Natural Resource Emmanuel Amakofibua Foreign Affairs Samuel Okujato Blakwa Food and Agriculture Eric Opoku Communication Elizabeth Ajare Communication Digital Technology and Innovations here Samonete George Minister of Roads and Highways here Kwame governs Abuja and Sana Environment Science and Technology Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad Works Housing and Water Resource here Ajay Kenneth Gilbert Local Government Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs here Ahmed Ibrahim Gender Agnes Namomolate Transport here Joseph Bukari Nikpe Saasuna Labor Jobs and Employment here Abdul Rashid Pelpo and Wabono Humbody but Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Kansembi say Ebeyanche His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Omonre no more reverse unfair dismissal or more protected Ghanaians Nipa the two are buried on the 7th Adeche na masha say fanko His Excellency His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Director Chief of Staff Honorable Julius Debra I'm for kwemu enti yenhwe na yenyi anase mombra na obi an reapply na se be for one year sanfo ono Dr. Mahmoud Bawa bi so pese ye tenenka asemo kan se be yanche president san on this message we take on the my member also Madam Anita this also
to me na dey say the ham has already been done but I was saying so yenya plan B and I said plan A omu nyina anko back no apply so apply na yeso yankrofo ni bi so ekwan a wo mo fa so no enya
the form na enya kwan pa
na 2 wa mu ni say
money o
amon just
increase wage bill no
yes
na buy no suffer
enya nice enti no me de to me ne was here committee no go through all this no mo ye qualify no some kwan wo ho a na ya fa wo e kwan ni wo mo de wo nkotana ase
but o ma ye bi do won kai osafo mafo
a wo ma ye bi da en say yo mo sunu o mo
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ka say
yo mo sunu o mo but we de was say JDM ni ye mpanyimfo gina ho yi no mo de to nchen e kwan ne ba nkrofo apply wo mo pa edru so a wo mo bi san ko apply o qualify no ayede qualify but we want to mean ensisa ni no me pa cha wo betumi ayo research bi am sisi a oba for sa 8 years no wafa ni pase
na na do dan ko
I was see ehu na hwe nipa was ade begu yeso ni ehu say 8 years no offer ni pase 1 million na 2 million because omo shaida no omo yes ade we sebe ya ye kase da bi ankrofo ba kase ye nipa bonefo e was say mamra ne ye den e ye adwuma emra na was say ye adwuma wotuma ye wanto ama ye mamra ne nye den enye adwuma enye sa ekina bi no so obi so ba on so ba ba ye ne wo ye
na ya ade da ho
na ya ade da ho mo na musimu ni sika ye ba ye nso sika ni ho nso ye mia ye ni etua nkrofo ka eye bibia all of a sudden wakosesa nipa bebre abegum enti won kofa sika no wo hen ena say office ben no mbeko enti no say office we aye ma by force so kwa ni apa akunya mo atena so ana na wote hodi adwuma na wo ye me feel say this is the time I was NDC for no so no ye ma ye ni ye den ye ma ye ni bre me empene e ma ye opponent and dictating ye den e ma ye no ma be ka say yes a wo mo nto aba ma wo mo mbeto aba na wo ma to aba na awi ama ye but ye ni emra so na bibi anya den enya kama because ade na MPP for ye no enye ye bibi enya hwe ya ye enya hwe ene wo mo say ye we eye hwe wo mo de wo mo nkofie na emere no so a na bi ebenya scam mo a ye de betua mo workers a na ye de aye de na ye de aye because wo mo intention ne say bi a ye ya be ye nso ye nkwala ne bi wo ho a e wo se ye employ wo mo nti saa de wo mo sisa agum say be ye ba obi betumi say so ye NDC me kra me ye MPP me nya adwuma ye tire sade no also ye NDC some huma papa
according to them the almost create 2.6 million jobs direct sana Dr. Mahmoud Baumia kan since 2017 to 2024 that is
Nicholas on
2.6 million
on a very serious note on a very serious note
2.6 million
on a very serious note the way
direct and indirect
the way normal
2.6 million between 2017 and 2024 almost data according to Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumiano because
on a serious note we have to go back
2023 or can say 2.3 but 2024 no be 2 just say 2.6
what is important now is
okay
how do we position Inyoma so that we don't get into this kind of quagmire transitional provisions na no the President Mills, because time Obama there was a lot of chaos until we decided to have a transitional thing, transitional act. Fortunately, you are practicing this. The actual practice of this was when we first handed over to Akufo-Addo, and they too have handed over to us. Time I hand you over, Mahono. This situation of asking people to go home, Safo a statement say you should allow the government Obano the space to come and do its employment because it must have the physical space to come and do its own recruitment. You cannot force workers on them. Now, the second thing is what Yensuya happened. It's I was saying, amended transitional act say 3 months to an election, government of the day should cease to do any form of major policy because you cannot tie you don't know whether you are coming or you are going, so that you don't tie the hands of an incoming government. That is what we left out of the transition. Ama Sa Inyoma Abe. So we have to revisit Constitutional Review Committee, said that they should look at this. Say 3 months to election because according to Transitional Act, by September, I was say government of the day or prepare the handing over notes. It is a what prepare handing over notes, sir. Dear note bio HSL or we employment. You see, people are not looking at this thing critically. After 3 months, I was to elections. I was I'm handing over no administrator. It's a chance and who take any major decision about tie the hands of the incoming government, so that we don't get to where we are now. What you say? Because granted, most of the people now are so munkofie. did they go through due process?
Also, I'm saying 7,000. Also, I'm saying Sankroford, no, form. Yeah, almost the Abigu, you know, near discussing about it.
Almost almost created 2.6 million jobs.
Numbers of numbers number.
Number of people almost 7 December.
You see, but where we are now, no, the impression going say NDC Fuaba. It is not so.
The due process.
That's the question. Process, yes. And also, was there any financial clearance? Well, Asana, I was saying financial because
ministry.
I was saying yes. Because it's a ministry beer. No, you're more financial. No, who is going to pay them? Because they have Sika Mujai for running the 3 months government. So this is what we must explain to our brothers and sisters who have found themselves in this position. Some of them are NDC, some of them are MPP, some of them are PNC. They are all Ghanaians. So this is where they must understand. Now Abayaba is taking stock of the situation. And then like Mrs. Taka, after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, you're taking stock of the situation. We can ask you to reapply.
Yeah, simple.
For the meantime, we are asking to step aside a better investigation. If you are qualified, if you want to do the due process now, you will be called back. Nobody is sacking anybody.
No.
We shouldn't allow this narration to go there.
Money in the system.
What I say, until we will review the situation. If you are duly qualified, then time no more advertisement. Obia who advertisement no more apply. So obia obia we are just doing auditing. After the auditing, because a buyer was 24-hour economy. And 24-hour economy, yes, we want to employ our youth. So, yes, you employ our youth. Why are we going to sack our youth? You can't do that. But the proper thing must be done.
That's all.
Okay.
The proper thing. We are Tamahabo. Tamahabo. You be 3 shifts. Because Habo is about 5 o'clock. They are shutting down. And then Usha Eponosa, she be brave, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks from a cost. So we are going to create employment. And see, a passport office. You are going to start 3 shifts. And in the district, the regions, they create passport. So we are a party. Our flagship is 24-hour economy. So a country that a party that is say about 24 hours. Why would that party sack people? Let us do the thing when you are qualified and you come back. If that job does not suit you, we will create another enable environment for you to find job to do. In this phone, don't listen to the propaganda of the MPP. Don't listen to the propaganda of the MPP. We are going to create jobs. We will create jobs by the end of President Mohammed's term. This country will have been reset. Every military, soldier, police. We have to recruit them. We will make sure reset, get you a sustainable job. Last micro MPA. The micro MPA,
okay, I'm going to end time now. So a few seconds now.
Some of them even haven't got an office to go in.
But a worker.
I'm only office. What's that? So please, okay.
We
are resetting.
Enya NDC intention say wo mu be yi wo madi na emom na afa ni aba na scan so ni ho enso yem person beba be adwuma wo abra ye ntimi ntie omoka nti omo nya abotre na ne aban ne beka no omo ntie na sopam se be ya saban tumi tutu niema yi a obefa nkrofo a na wafa wo mo nso na kyese bibia aye kama yen yiyim se we ye ana se
bi
kakran so metumi aka no se ye da party fo ni nyina ase se wo mo aboa amankunim de aye ye dia na ye mpanyimfo no so a start many emede ni youth na ye fa wo mo na emede pa which I say in future no ye will be on baba be take over from
na bibia tumi akọ
mpanyimfo no nso ewo mu no nso no momodin se be ya mpanyimfo nso be nya baby yes because former executives ne ma obo experience ya bomodin e de sa ne ma we nyina banti yes momo enya yemu esa efie bi apanyini ni no efie ne ye fija nti wo mo nyi no mo fa no so nto nchen na bibia nkoso kama medam osmo ase
okay yes you better
was promote mo na mo e wose ye de mo tutu kwan koba no na mo ba na mo abekire ya de
no mamenda madam Anita the show so say former vice chairperson former national women's organizer
former deputy propaganda
former deputy propaganda former CEO de Manadmo and they saying kind of madam Anita the show so na yenko Mr. Joseph Kopna Adekoka former Greater Accra regional chairman emeritus chairman emeritus chairman emeritus Joseph Kopna Adekoka Echo Accra Sports Stadium where Adekoka stand Adekoka stand only that day only pieto only beef jollof ni na no e kan ho bi meso it's a hana edi dwumedi no be see from Nicholas ya Osiosen with me from King Nicola me di dwumedi no ho chia me mamenda cameras Kofi Asante ni team ni na ase ya me show up